best to the Undera Football Club and the Nagambie Football Club. May the best team win. Just could everybody applaud the best and fairest winners as they do their lap of honour before the main game starts. Thank you. Could everybody please leave the arena, and if you see any rubbish on the ground, take it off with yourself. At quarter time of the senior game, there'll be a blanket appeal going around the ground in aid of the Goulburn Valley Sports Trainers Association, so please be generous with that. Donations to the Goulburn Valley Base Hospital Children's Award.
See the grand final being played here today between the Nagambie Saints and the Undera Lions, who won the grand final last year. As we say, a very good afternoon to Gus Underwood. Good afternoon, Gus.
Good afternoon, Boulder. Good afternoon, listeners. Yeah, we're certainly looking forward to a terrific game of football here today. Conditions absolutely perfect. Rain threatened this morning. I did think we were going to get some rain early in the morning, but it's all cleared away. The wind is virtually across the ground now, so it shouldn't be favouring either side.
Just before the main game starts, could everybody please get back behind the fence? The umpires won't start the game until you're back behind the fence. Thank you.
For their first flag since 1979, so it's been a long time between drinks for Nagambie Lakers and also Undera, who go for back-to-back. Joey Mignatoli, who coached the side last year, trying to take them to back-to-back. He was co-opted into the coaching position midway through the season. He's got them into another grand final. I was talking to him before the game. He felt that probably this may not have been quite the depth of talent in the side that he had last year, but he said that if everything worked out and they stuck to their game plan, they'll be right in this. So we should see a great game, Boulder.
Yes, I think we should, and it's a beautiful day over here. It's very warm, actually. We say a very good afternoon to Mick Walsh. Good afternoon, Mick.
How are you, Jeff? How are you, Gus?
Very good, Mick.
Sorry. Expands ground. The team that's prepared to run and use the space today are going to be the team that wins it. So
I'm tipping Undera only because I saw them last year when they were very good. I haven't seen any games in the KDFL this year, but I think if Undera performs at their very, very best, they'll be very hard to beat.
And as we say, a very good afternoon to our one and only corrugated iron boundary rider, Gunner Ryan. How are you, Gunner?
Good afternoon, fellas. It's a great day down here. The sun has just decided to come out here, but oh gee, have a look at the crowd, fellas. It's a huge crowd here for the KDL Grand Final, and it's a credit to the KDL, the executive of the KDL. They must be very, very pleased to see the enormous crowd that is here to witness this huge game between Undera and Nagambie.
Yes, absolutely. And we say a very good afternoon to Seth Cortez. Very good on the microphone on the back of that truck, Seth. Very good afternoon to you.
Very good afternoon to you, Jeffrey Boulder Boyle, and good afternoon to Gus Underwood. And yeah, you two out there, Gunner Ryan, he's looking $1 million out there, isn't he, Boulder?
Yes, he certainly is. As we see the umpire put the ball in the air, we see Nagambie will kick left to screen. They won the toss, which is the road end on the Stanhope ground.
Ross Norrington, the umpire, hits the ball into the middle. It's Pat Newell, tries to get the hit out, but it's Robbie Andrews from the Undera Footy Club. Can only find Jasmine Barixka, and Jasmine Barixka cuts him off right on the 50-metre line for Nagambie. He now kicks the ball forward. Nice long kick, kicking towards the road end. He's looking for his teammate. No one can take the ball. It's Chadberg, couldn't get it, but it's cleared away there by Scotty Chandler. It's taken across by his brother Craig, and he kicks the ball forward to the half-forward line, and he tries to find Cole Mackey, but he can't take the ball. It's now on the ground. Nobody can pick it up. Scrap on the mill there. It's coming clear by Mick Evans. Mick Evans finds his brother Matt. Matt can't do anything with it. He's caught. Throws the ball away. Umpire calls play on, but I thought that was Travis McCormack dealt with after he got rid of the ball. I think he's going to take a free kick, and it'll be Travis McCormack, the winner of the Rookie of the Year award, to have his first shot for goal now, and looking like they're starting off very promising, Gus.
Certainly are. They've certainly won the snap for Undera. probably if there is any breeze in the earlier games it may have been favouring that end, but looking out there, Seb, you've been out there probably across the ground, is it?
Yeah, it's probably very difficult to tell which end it's actually blowing towards, Gus. It's probably going towards the end that Undera are kicking this quarter, so I think Travis McCormack's got every chance of putting the first major on the board for the Undera Footy Club here, and it's only a minute and a half into the first quarter, so we'll see what he does here. He comes in very deliberate there. It's not a bad looking kick. It's the first major there on the board to the Undera Footy Club after a minute and a half, so they now lead 1 goal straight to Nagambie, yet to score. Gunner.
Yes, fellas, just a very important change for Nagambie. Peter Thorpe has not taken his place in the side, so that'll be a big loss to Nagambie. The regular full-back player has not taken his place in the side tonight.
Did you find out what the problem was, Gunner?
No, I didn't. Someone wouldn't tell me exactly what was wrong with him.
Right, the mail is too that Robbie Hall, is he playing today?
He was selected, Gus, and I think he may be starting on the bench today, but right. Surprise inclusion. No, he is on the ball. He is on the ground. But anyway, we see the ball come out. It goes out to young Chris Malone, the 16-year-old, but it's got Scott Chandler gets the ball out the way, only to be cut off by, that's Robbie Hall there we're speaking to now. It's Pat Newell kicks the ball forward for Nagambie. No one can get that ball. It's out in the open at the moment. Travis Edwards clears for Undera Footy Club. Left foot kick, finds his teammate. No, he doesn't. It's been picked up there by young Chris Malone from Nagambie. Comes in towards the centre, but he can only find an Undera opponent, and it's young Danny Alper, the rover for the Undera Footy Club. He's got the mark now, about centre half back position for Undera. He kicks the ball to the centre wing position. Big pack of players flies. No one can get the ball. It's Craig Chandler there, but it's also Dean Knight. He's got the ball now. Handballs out to his teammate in Danny Alper again. Alper busy early, gets a left foot kick high up in the air, and it's Wes Sheldon. Oh, almost, yes, umpire Normington's paid a mark to Wes Sheldon, the centre half back for Nagambie, and he'll clear back, kick the ball back into Nagambie's forward line. Nice left foot kick there by Wes Sheldon. He kicks the ball up, and he finds a centre half forward in Chad Burke. Burke now swings around on the left foot. Not a real good kick by Chad Burke, but it does find the youngster in Roberts. Roberts picks the balls up, handballs out to his captain in Dalton. Dalton, the quick one across to Matt Evans. Evans across to, it's Brad Morgan there. Brad Morgan sets one up here. It's gone up. No one can take a mark. Very close. Jasmine Barixa couldn't pick that up. Blind turn. No one's got it. It's Barixa again. No one can get the ball clear. I thought he got tackled high then, but the umpire says, give it to me. I'll bounce it about 25 metres out from the Nagambie goal.
Real pressure stuff here as Nagambie forced the ball up into the forward line for the first time in the game. The 1998 KDL Grand Final. Kevin Powell's the workhorse in the ruck for the Undera side, up against the big fellow there, and Loveless. Oh gee, Loveless going, and there looks as though he's swinging, and I think the umpire straight onto him, and he's pinned him, has he? Yes. Yeah, I did think he had his arms well above the... he
certainly did, fellas, I can assure you.
He looked as though he'd been watching a bit of that Commonwealth game stuff last night as the ball switched out now. I think it might be the full-back here, is it? McGovern coming out with the ball towards the centre wing position. In the van there, chasing the ball over the line down on the half-forward flank there, and that was McGovern.
That beats McGovern over the line there now, Gus. It was Steve Joyce, the back pocket player for Undera, cleared that ball out, and Mark McGovern running off Shane Loveless at full-back there, followed the ball out. There's a throw in now. It's a clear knockout by Chad Burke, but only goes as far as Matt Gilbert. Gilbert gets his kick away despite getting dumped. It finds Pat Newell, the veteran ruckman from Nagambie. He tries to get kick away, but eventually handballs out to Pat Newell. Newell up to his centre half forward. No one can mark it. It's Robbie Andrews playing tough football across to Travis Edwards. Edwards a left foot kick across to the centre wing position. We've got the two speedsters out there. We've got Craig Chandler and we've got Chris Malone. Malone wins that duel there, but only to find D Knight. D Knight tackled high, and it'll be a free kick to D Knight from Undera on the centre wing position. We've played 5 minutes into the first quarter, and we see Undera 1 goal straight, 6. They leading Nagambie, who are yet to score. It's D Knight now with a short kick into centre half forward. Great mark to the full forward there. It's David Giles has the kick there, and that's his first kick for the afternoon. Kicks the ball up forward. Big high leapers there. No one can take a mark. It's spoiled by there's Robbie Olds coming through there. He's got the ball. Handballs out to his teammate in Chris Malone. Malone's been busy early. He's been tagged by Craig Chandler by the looks of things. That's going to be a great duel this afternoon. Both of those guys can run like the wind, so we'll be interested to see how that duel there goes. The ball's out of bounds now on the half-forward flank for Undera as the ball's thrown in now. It's Newell there with the ball, but no one can get that ball, and once again, Gus, the ball's out of bounds on the half-forward flank for the Undera Footy Club.
Yeah, we might see it over that side of the ground a bit today. I think, Seb, with the wind sweeping across the ground. Certainly that duel on the wing looks like a battle of the pace, doesn't it? As it swung right up into the forward line there, maybe out on the full. It is the boundary umpire signalling that kick from the Undera player on the centre wing is not out of bounds. Deep in the forward pocket for Undera at this stage. The ball up and down the ground a bit early here. Undera posted the first goal through Travis McCormick, the former Maroopin, the third player who came out to Undera this year. I do think he did play junior footy with Undera, didn't he, before he went into Maroopin?
I think he may have, Gus, but there's a little bit of a delay in play here. The ball was kicked fairly wide out on the full there by, I think it might have been Lloyd O'Brien kicked that ball out, but now we see Justin Glenn from Nagambie. He takes his kick now and kicks it back to the halfway between the half forward and wing position for Undera. It's picked up by a Nagambie player over on the other side of the ground. Jason Sleeth from Undera picks the ball up, but he can't do too much with it, and the ball spills from his hands and it rushes over the line again for another boundary throw in on the far side of the ground as we wait for the boundary umpire to throw the ball in right now. And we've got, it's Powell versus Newell. Newell takes the ball on his chest, tries to get a kick away, but he's run off the ball, can't get anything to do with the ball, and it just falls to the ground there, and the umpire's called for another ball up halfway between the centre half forward and the wing position.
Yes, Graham, we see Undera 1 goal straight. Nagambie yet to score.
Umpire Normington bounces the ball again. This time it's Dalton coming out with the ball, but it falls to an Undera player's hand. He handballs out. The ball's loose now. It's McLeod now with the ball. He can't do too much with it. Proceeds from about 3 different Undera players. Once again, very scrappy in the early part of this first quarter. 7.5 minutes gone in the first quarter, and it's still only the 1 goal to Undera. Nagambie yet to score, as we see Pals for Undera, and it's Newell again for Nagambie to contest this ruck. It's Newell again taking the ruck, but it's Scott Chandler gets the ball away. No, it's not. It's Cole Mackey gets the ball away, gets it up forward. No Undera player could get it there. It falls free. It's Matty Evans there trying to get the ball free. It's a quick handball out to Danny Alper here. He's riddled into the ground. No, he's not. I thought he was pushed in the back then, Gus, but the umpire didn't see it that way, and there'll be another boundary throw in deep in Undera's forward line.
Yes, I thought he might have qualified for a free kick there. The player did seem to impede him in the back, but the game goes on. The boundary umpire throws it in over the top there. It was Giles trying to get the hit out. Nagambie defence, the coach, Oldest there, getting a quick left kick, snap in and on the centre wing, out towards the centre wing. Undera got some runners bringing the ball, working the ball around out of their back line, but once again over the line, out of bounds, half forward flank, out of side of the ground, and Nagambie's forward zone, in Undera's forward zone. So Undera certainly making the most of the play at this stage. The Nagambie defence holding pretty firm as the ball's thrown in. Giles doing the ruck work Powell's doing the ruck work with the big fellow Newell, but it's on the deck now. Got a bit of a run at the ball here. The Undera starting to work this. Giles is it, left footing it out in front to the running player there. Some good, very good evasive work. Has a kick over the thing, number 7, and that was Dale McDonald, and just off target known as.
He'll be a very dangerous player, Gus McDonald. He's going to have to be watched by the Nagambie defence there, and at this stage we've got Gunnar Ryan with a comment.
Yes, boys, I've just found out what was wrong with Peter Thorpe. It's a knee problem, and due to both sides having a lot of trouble because this wind is actually getting stronger.
It's a very fluky sort of a wind there, Gus, and Gunnar, and I don't know whether they've come to terms with it just yet, but
no, they certainly haven't.
It is very scrappy there, as we see another shot for goal by Undera, but it's marked right on the last line of defence. It's Wes Shelton, the centre half back for Nagambie, takes a mark right on the last line of defence there. He does not too sure where to go now. He's looking around both ways. The umpire's seen something. I think he's calling Cole Mackey back a little bit just to give Wes Shelton a chance to get a decent kick away, and we'll see play resume in just a second. We see another nice kick there from Wes Shelton up to the 50-metre line, straight into the hands of Pals, but Pals can't mark the ball for Undera, but it's scooped up by Giles again, Alpa from Undera, and it's right up in the teeth of goal again. I thought it was a mark to Shelton again from Nagambie, but the umpire didn't see it that way. The ball's on the ground. It was O'Brien trying to pick the ball up. He can't get it. There's a high tackle there. I thought the umpire's seen it my way, and it's a free kick being paid for a high tackle there to Justin Glenn from no, it's Rowan Aldous has put his head down, gone in for the ball, and he's been rewarded with a free kick at the 10.5-minute mark of the first quarter. He kicks the ball long, and he can't find his teammate in Chad Burke, and the ball rolls over the boundary line right on the opposite side of the ground to where we're sitting at the moment, Gus.
Yes, would Giles be out at centre half forward and Mackey at full forward?
I think he's got a licence on the forward line, Gus.
Has he? Running everywhere. Undera.
Could be too, I think, Gus.
He's playing up the ground a bit, and I noticed that Dale McDonald's sort of hovering around the goals. Not sure who's playing full forward. Anyway, Joey Mignatoli, the Undera coach, obviously trying to confuse the Nagambie side early in the game, and is doing a pretty good job at the moment, although the scoreboard not showing that. But Nagambie only made the 2 Sudays into attack, and he's the 3rd one now, but it's held up there, and I think it was number 8.
Matty Gilbert again,
Matty
Gus.
Gilbert, he played in the reserve grand final, I reckon, here last year.
No, he was one of their better players in the seniors, Gus, and wearing a different number there, but he's a great player there, Matty Gilbert. Missed the second semi-final a couple of weeks ago, and his strength will be a welcome addition to the Undera team this afternoon. There's a bit of a scrap on here. I can't see who's in there. There's Travis Ald's in there. There's a couple of the Evans boys in there, and who else? There's Lloyd O'Brien, but the play goes on, and we've got Robbie Andrews takes the ball out of the air. Handball's out to Matt Gilbert. Gilbert can't do too much with it. It's on the ground there. Gilbert comes up with the ball, but in the meantime, umpire Shaw has called for a ball up right in front of where we're broadcasting this game from. Shaw bounces the ball now, and we've got Newell and Powell again. How many times will we say that this afternoon? It's Robbie Andrews comes out with the ball with some strong play. Over to Matt Gilbert. Gilbert across to Robbie Andrews again. They're starting to get a good running on style of play going Undera, and we see the ball finish up with Cole Mackey. He's a dangerous goal kicker, and I think he might have done it this time, but just at the last moment the ball swings away in the that fluky wind there, and it only registers 1 behind. That takes Undera now to 1-1-7, and Nagambie so far have not troubled the scorers.
Yes, fellas, down here on the ground, Nagambie, I believe, is falling into a bit of a trap at the moment. They're playing the dead flank over the other side away from the rooms, whereas every time Undera get it, they're trying to bring it over in front of the change rooms and come in with the breeze. And this is the reason, I believe, that they're just that nose in front at the moment. Nagambie got to get out of the cautious era.
Robbie Orr kicks the ball out now and finds his teammate in West Shelton, just short of the 50-metre line. He swings around on his left foot and kicks a nice long kick up towards the wing position, kicks over his teammate's head, and now we see Chad Burke. He's contesting that ball there with Travis Edwards, and the ball once again beats all players over the line for another boundary throw in on the far side of the Stanhope football ground here. We see this time it's Newell and Powell again, but it's Rowan Aldous gets the ball. Handball's out to his teammate in youngster Chris Malone. Malone kicks a high one in the air, and it's a great mark from behind by Chad Burke, and the umpire has paid it. Burke plays on immediately with a very ordinary handball, and we see Gringo Campbell with his first opportunity to get a possession there. He handballs out to Kevin Powell. Powell's has just about been caught with the ball. Yes, the umpire's seen it that way and indicated that Kevin Powell's had prior opportunity, and he should have got rid of the ball earlier. We see Robbie Auld. He looks took a little bit of time to get up then, but he looks okay. Powell's with the ball again this time. Kicks the ball up to centre half forward to his teammate. It's gone over everybody's head. There's a quick handball out by Travis McCormack to Dean Knight. Great, almost a great mark there by Justin Glenn, but he couldn't mark it. The ball's right near the boundary line. It's number 7 there, McDonald for Undera. Handballs out to his teammates at McCormack again. I think McCormack may have just missed this time, and it's only 1 more behind, so that now takes Undera to 1-8, and still Nagambie yet to score at the 14-minute mark of the first quarter. How do you see it going so far, Gus?
A couple of matchups there, Seb. I think Ronnie Andrews might be running with Aldous, and I think Matt Evans is picking up Lloyd O'Brien. I've just noticed there that the 2 of the matchups at the moment, so obviously Undera are pretty conscious about shutting down Rowan Aldous, the medal winner. The Nagambie coach is probably one of their most inspirational players. The ball's a magnificent kick-off there. It made up to almost to the centre of the ground as Undera come back into attack. Dean Knight under the mark, should have marked it. Up again, he's fighting for it on the ground. At the moment, Undera doing the mopping up beautifully. Number 27 is a flying shot for goal. Scotty Chandler.
Wild shot there, Gus.
Yes, they're peppering Undera, but they're just not reaping the rewards for their efforts.
Just got to balance a little bit, Gus, don't they? They've just got to steady themselves down a little bit and stop the jitters, and I guess they're full of jitters, but their ball carriers have just got to steady a little bit, and that should have been an easy goal, that one, boys.
First change has been made there. Gunner, I think it's Arthur Lemonitis off the ground, and we see Craig Fothergill going down into the forward pocket for Nagambie to try to get a little bit of pace on the forward line for Nagambie. They've only been up forward probably once or twice, and both times I think they've been found a little bit wanting as far as pace goes, but their hope now is that Craig Fothergill will be able to inject a bit of pace onto the forward line there. You've got a comment, Gunner?
Yeah, just that really Undera should have had 3 or 4 goals up by now. They're very inaccurate in front of goals.
They do, but it is a fluky wind, as we said, and they're another good kick out right to the 50-metre line. It finds Travis Edwards from Undera. Ball's bouncing free at the moment. No one can pick pick it up. It's Cole Mackey, almost had the ball there, but the umpire said he wasn't given an opportunity to get rid of that ball correctly. So we'll see another ball up at about the 40-metre mark from the Undera goal. And at this stage, we're 16 minutes into the first quarter. Undera 1 goal 3-9. Nagambie yet to score, as we see Newell get a good hit out to his sort of running player there in Brad Morgan. Morgan finds young Chris Malone again. Morgan backs up beautifully, kept on running. The ball's free now. Chad Burke's got an opportunity to get it, but again, Burke and Edwards chasing the ball there, but they're not quick enough for the ball, and once again the ball races out of bounds.
Yes, the ball on the outer side, just slightly towards the Nagambie goal on this occasion. They haven't been into attack much in the first quarter to date, and he's Undera on another charge at the moment. There's a change. The ruckman going off.
Young Luke Finnegan.
Yeah, and Luke Finnegan charging on a big lump of a lad and son of the legendary Nagambie player Brian Finnegan. Certainly Brian Finnegan, I imagine he'd love to be out there today.
He'd certainly add some toughness to the team. Not that Nagambie aren't a tough team, but yeah, wouldn't you love to have a tiny Finnegan in the team, Gus? As we see the ball now on the 50-metre line, it was Dean Knight got cleaned up that time, but it's only to find that's got to be Scotty Chandler there. The umpire didn't pay the mark there. I thought it was a clear mark there, but the ball must have been touched as it left somebody's boot there, but the umpire says give it to me and we'll bounce the ball right on the 50-metre line. Undera 1 goal 3-9. Nagambie yet to score at the 17.5-minute mark of the first quarter. It's a knockout favouring Undera here, but it's right down the on the ball now, on the ground now. It's Travis Ord from Nagambie can't get clear with the ball, and we'll see another ball up. So Ross Normington bounced the ball right on the 50-metre line in attack for Undera. As we see the two ruckmen now, we've got, it looks like it might be it's Luke Finnegan tried to get that hit out, but he didn't get it. Finds Aldous. Aldous tries to chip the ball out a little bit wider, but only to find Scotty Chandler. Now, Scott Chandler's had a magnificent final series for Undera to date. He's been named the best player in both Undera's games. Kicks the ball up high, but great spoil there by Justin Glenn on, who's that, McCormack? No, it's McDonald. It's McDonald there playing on Justin Glenn, and the ball is out of bounds on the closest side of the ground here towards us. It was received the boundary umpire ready to throw the ball back in now. We've got Luke Finnegan. We've got also Wes Shelton there. No, Giles has got the ball. I thought he got tackled a bit high then, but Mick Evans clears the ball, just goes for touch, and 40 or 50, 60 metres out from goal, the ball's out of bounds. As we see, we've got number 19, Brian Boyd's ready to come on for Undera. I can't see who's going to come off. Gus, can you see anybody ready to come off?
Haven't got the runner out there at the moment.
Probably be an on-baller, I'd say, Boyd.
On baller ready to come off. We've got Matty Evans there, tried to flick the ball. He only finds Dean Knight, and Dean Knight can't control the ball. Out of bounds on the half-forward flank for Undera as we're 18, nearly 19 minutes into the first quarter. Very low-scoring game this, Undera. 1 goal 3-9. Nagambie yet to score, and that'll be a fairly rare occurrence this year for the Nagambie Footy Club to be scoreless after 20 minutes of play. But we see here now it's Robbie Auld. He's been fairly handy for Nagambie. As we see Bariska now centre the ball. He can't find anyone, but it's the veteran Powles with the ball now. Kicks the ball forward for Undera inside 50, and it's a mark. He's found his teammate, and it's Cole Mackey. Cole Mackey had a shot for goal 3 or 4 minutes ago, and the wind just took it across, and they only registered it behind. But now he's got a chance to put Undera another 6 points further in front, as we see him line up very deliberately there. He's a left footer. He's very handy, long-serving play for Undera. He comes in now. He starts his run from the 50-metre line, kicks from about 40. Doesn't look too bad. I think he's got that one. Cole Mackey's first goal, and it's now Undera 2 goals 3. They're 15 now, and Nagambie yet to score. So Undera grabbing a little bit of a break on Nagambie at the moment. Gunner, how do you see it at the moment?
Yes, I think they're putting up a terrific wall across the centre here, Undera, when it's in their forward line, and every time Nagambie try to get it out, it's running into this brick wall. But Nagambie Undera are just playing in front at the moment. It's as simple as that.
We see umpire Shaw now ready to bounce the ball in the middle again. We've got young Luke Finnegan now against the veteran Powles. It's Powles with the tap out. It clears the 50-metre arc. We've got Wes Shelton there keeping the ball in front of himself. It's the long-haired Brad Morgan. He got his handball away but got dealt with fairly heavily. Mick Evans can't do too much with the ball, and he's actually put the ball out on the full. He was pressured there on the left foot, and he couldn't control the ball. The ball is now out of bounds. It's Dean Knight now. He runs away with the ball, kicks the ball deep into the forward line for Undera. Undera. Justin Glenn playing a good game for Nagambie right in the last line of defence. He's punched the ball clear and the ball's out of bounds, only about 20 metres round from the Undera goal, and we've only seen the ball go up into the Nagambie forward line about twice so far in the first 21 minutes of play, and Undera doing all the attacking. So we see at the moment 21 minute mark, Undera 2 goals 3-15, Nagambie yet to score as we see yet another ball up, only about 25 to 30 metres out from the Undera goal. So they've got another very good opportunity here, Gus, to add to their score.
Certainly have, and I think Undera is kicking the ball a bit longer than Nagambie, and that's telling a bit too. They're getting their ball into the forward line a lot quicker, although the Nagambie's standing up pretty well at the moment, although that particular player leading out again, and was that player you said had a really good final season, Scotty Chandler, has the ball out on the half forward line. He's looking to square it up. He does. He takes it out into the front of the goals there. Up they go over the top by. Gee, I think that was a mark. That was nearly the mark we've seen, the best mark we've seen of the game up to date. A real springboard attack on it, and over the top he went, number 2 in Craig Chandler. They
very handy.
Must be relations, are they?
Well, very handy brothers there. Craig's the younger of the 2 brothers there, and he loves going for a run and taking those big high marks. So we see now Craig Chandler, he's only about 30 metres out from goal, dead in front. Chance to add another goal to Undera score. I think he's done it. Undera now 3 goals 3, they go to 21, and they've got a 21 point lead over Nagambie, who have yet to score, and we're 22 minutes gone, almost into time on, and to this point in time Undera seem to be making all the running. Gunner.
Yeah, just saw an interesting change here, boys. Brian Boyd was standing on the boundary line to go on, and Gringo Campbell came off. Brian Boyd ran on the ground, Gringo Campbell ran about halfway up to his box, turned around, and both of them changed again. What was going on there? Were they trying to confuse? I don't know whether they're confusing themselves or whether they were trying to confuse Nagambie.
Well, it looks like Campbell's tried to get onto this flank, and they've got it a bit mucked up on this side, but they've got it sorted out now.
It looks like now West Shelton's picking up Gringo Campbell, so it looks like Gringo's moved up to centre half forward now, and that's got the effect of taking West Shelton out of the key defensive post there for Nagambie, so they're going to have to get a bit of a hurry on now. I thought Morgan got dealt with heavily there. We've got the youngster Michael Roberts was interfered with then, I thought, but Rowan Aldous picks the ball up well on the left foot, kicks the ball up. Who's he looking for? Shane Loveless, too slow that time, and it's Mark McGovern does the job on Loveless that time and punches the ball clear. The ball goes out of bounds, and it's only the 3rd time the ball's up in Nagambie's forward line for the whole quarter. We're getting very close to time on here. We're 23 and a half minutes gone. Undera 3-3-21. Nagambie yet to score. This is their best chance for quite a while now, as we see Undera defence again through Matty Gilbert. Scotty Chandler, that man again, gets his handball to Danny Alper. Alper's dealt with fairly heavily, got caught high. Umpire Shaw says your free kick, Danny Alper. So Danny Alper running full pelt for the ball there, was interfered with by Travis also. He'll take his kick now. Not too sure where to go, but he kicks the ball up to the centre wing position where we see Cole Mackey punch the ball away from West Shelton, and the ball's very close to the boundary line. Travis McCormick can't keep the ball in, and we see the ball roll over the boundary line, and we're at 24 minutes gone now. We see a handy 21 point lead to Undera as the ball is being ready to be thrown in again. The boundary umpire now, we've got him throwing the ball in. We've got Luke Finnegan and Robbie Andrews this time. Finnegan gets the hit out. It goes to Danny Alper. Alper can't pick the ball up, but Jason Sleeth gets his good quick handball away to Travis Edwards. Edwards runs away, handball to David Giles. Giles can't do anything with it. Luke Finnegan can't bend down far enough for it. Alper gets the ball forward to Giles. It goes over his head. It's Justin Glenn now. No, he can't pick it up, and it's Gringo Campbell. He can't turn left, right, left foot. He dodges one player, has another banana kick for goal. I think he's got it. It's a sensational goal there. No. Sorry, folks, it's only 1 point. What did you think, Gunner?
That was unbelievable play. He ducked and weaved 4 times there, hugging the boundary line, and that deserved better. That was great play.
Undera 3 goals, 4-22. Nagambie yet to score at the right on the 25-minute mark. So we've now entered time on. We see there's a change being made there. It's Jamie Fogg. He's come onto the ball, but as we see a short pass not come off, and it's short pass, short kick in by Robbie Auld has found Travis McCormack, and Travis McCormack's kicked his 2nd goal, and He looks like he could be another match winner, Gus. That's 2 goals he has in the first quarter so far. Kicked 6 in the second semi-final 2 weeks ago.
Obviously a very talented young player, Travis McCormick. He's shown it certainly in this first quarter. Gee, Nagambie's got to do something here. This game is, it's only in early days yet, but Nagambie haven't, they've gone into their 50-metre zone or arc only about 3 times, so they've got to lift a few cogs here. Undera got all the momentum up at the moment, the ball in the centre of the ground. Umpire Normington sets the game on its way there. Big pals almost gathered. This is a chance for Nagambie. Here they come streaming through the centre, and it was Brisker, I think, kicking the ball up to the full forward. Loveless, and he's just lumbering after it, but there's the running legs of young Chandler. He got to wrap the ball around to the half-forward line at the moment. Big Finnegan out there trying to control it. Does it well for the big fellow, but gets a real rain-making kick up to the half-forward line, and almost a good mark there from the Nagambie player, or the Undera player, but it's over the line out about.
Okay, Mick Walsh, you've seen something?
No, just Undera's using the wide spaces of the ground a lot better. It's a big ground here, and their leg speed's really starting to become apparent. I think.
Gunnar, you might be able to see there's somebody down for Undera right at the full back position. You might be able to pick up who it is, and he looks very, very, very bad. He hasn't moved for about a minute there. I think he came down the last time the ball was up for Nagambie. I think they may have called for a stretcher.
So I'm just watching. I can't see who it is down there.
There's a bit of a delay in play. It's either Matt Gilbert, I think, or there's something to do there.
Loveless is stirring trouble down there.
We've got Steve Joyce and Shane Loveless having a little bit of a toe-to-toe there, and I don't know what's happening at the moment, but it looks like there could be somebody else down right where the ball went out of play. Gus, so it's all happening over here, over on the boundary line at the half-forward flank position. We've got one Undera player down, and we've got another one in the at the full-back position. So we've got trainers running all over the ground here. So there'll be a fairly long delay in the resumption of play here. Bolter Boyle indicating that there may have been an errant elbow there, but the Undera player has not moved. I still can't see who it is that's gone down
now, Seb, isn't he?
I'm not too sure. He's been helped to his feet by the
one on the other side.
Trainers there. There's yes, players down everywhere here, as we said.
Rowan Aldous here has done a wise thing. He's
as we look down there, we can't really see what he's done. I think it's he's got a dislocated knee, I'd say. By the looks of it, he cannot move his knee. So we see that the game recommenced now. It's we see an Undera player I thought was pushed in the back there, but it's Luke Finnegan gets a handball out to no one in particular. It's cleaned up by Cole Mackey. He runs into a fairly strong tackle from Robbie Auld, and he's locked up. No, he can't get the ball clear, and umpire Normington calls for a ball up. As we've resumed play now, we've got about a minute and a half to go in the first quarter. Undera 4 goals, 4-28. Nagambie yet to score. The ball's bounced again. It's Luke Finnegan gets the ball clear, but it only goes to Giles from Undera. Kicks the ball forward inside the 50. It's that man Travis McCormack again. He tries to find his teammate in Dean Knight. Can't find him. There's a kick straight across the ground here to Adam Dalton. Adam Dalton's been very quiet this quarter. He now gets probably his first kick and just bounces inside the boundary line. Travis Auld cannot get that ball before it goes over, and there'll be a boundary throw in just between centre or half forward flank and the wing position on the broadcast side of the ground here, as we see young Luke Finnegan and Robbie Andrews taking the ruck contest this time. Boundary umpire throws the ball in. It's Luke Finnegan again, gets the ball only to Alpa though from Undera. Alpa can't do anything with the ball, and umpire Normington says throw the ball in, and we see Danny Alpa there been in a lot of play so far this first quarter, Gus.
It certainly has, and he's been one of the instigators of setting the light from the centre. As the ball thrown in here just in front of the big crowd down in front of the broadcast point, directly on the centre wing, and Peter Vigalis there trying to work the ball around, but once again it's out of play on this western side of the ground, so that's a bit of a change. Most of the football being played here this afternoon, the grand final's been on the eastern side away from the major portion of the crowd. Finnegan gets a beautiful...
Luke Finnegan's been very good since he's come on, Gus.
Yes, and he got found Cameron, who's on a run too as it gets up into the half-forward line, but once again it's out of bounds, and some hot pursuing by Steve Joyce there on that young player. Yeah, it was a good bit of play there from Joyce forcing the ball over the line out again. Half-forward flank now, eastern side of the ground. It was Craig Fothergill, the one making the play. The siren sounds to end the first quarter on the, let's see, we've got the scores here. Undera have kicked away to a pretty handy lead in the first quarter, 4-4-28. Nagambie are scoreless at quarter time in the KDFL Grand Final 1998.
Let's go to Central Park, 7-8 for the KDFL Division 2. Oh, then the captain took it in. He's got a beard on Ned Kelly and a ponytail like Marlap.
Young Garlic down there at the Seymour. He comes Andy John, the boundary umpire, next goal, dummy umpire down with the Wingaretta umpire. And a knockout there at George Snyder, went right through the upper lower umpires. Comes down up into Alexander's forward line, looking for who we got down there. We've got young Jason Masters coming in, but unfortunately for Alexander upper lower and cleared away. They've got a man loose. Takes the mark again. Short pass into the centre. Wilson game. I might just compare this like.
Just look at the quarter time scores there, Gus. Once again, Undera 4 goals, 4-28. Nagambie yet to score. Just give you a minute or two to maybe pick your 4 or 5 better players from either side. As we look at the goal kickers for Undera in that first quarter, we saw Travis McCormack kick 2 goals. We saw Cole Mackey kick 1 and Craig Chandler drifting down. I thought from the half-back flank, he kicked a very good goal for Undera. Who did you think had the most influence in that first quarter for both clubs?
Well, I thought they were certainly on top of the midfield, Nagambie, with Danny Elba doing very well. Robbie Andrews has got a lot of the balls sort of between centre half back and also the centre. He fired them up, and the 2 Chandlers are very, very skillful players and running players, which is hurting Nagambie a bit, their leg speed. And of course up in the forward line, Travis McCormick has pounced on a couple of opportunities to kick goals.
I think the veteran Kevin Powers has done very well in the ruck too, and it was only in the last couple of minutes of that quarter I thought that Kevin was sort of overshadowed a little bit by young Luke Finnegan. Kevin's a very experienced footballer, and I thought he's done fairly well. What are your comments, Mick?
Yeah, I think that
ready to start the second quarter here. At quarter time we see Undera 4 goals, 4-28. Nagambie yet to score. We've got umpire Normington now ready to bounce the ball. He bounces the ball now. Nice bounce, nice high bounce. It's Newell getting the ball out only as far as Scott Chandler. Chandler on the left foot kicks the ball high into the half forward line towards the Giles direction, and Giles, I thought it was taken around the neck then, but it's Scott Chandler follows up beautifully then. He's almost cleaned up. The ball falls to the Undera player at rush shot for goal. It's only 1 point, and I think that might have been Travis McCormack again who had a shot for goal, so he's proving very, very dangerous for the Nagambie defence at the moment. Came away from that encounter there with a bit of a shoulder there, so Nagambie are tackling very hard at the moment. Travis McCormack being chased now by, or being followed, it was by Jamie Fogg there, but it looks like Jamie Fogg will now pick up Peter Vigalis. We've got Mick Evans, he's out towards the half-back flank here. We see Jasmine Barixa kick the ball out long. Nice long kick, but it's a great mark to it is David Giles, the full forward for Undera. He almost went to play on then, but he's going back. He's going to steady on a little bit here. He's going to weigh up his options. He's got them coming from everywhere. Doesn't really know where to go at the moment as he comes in now. He's gone for it's a reasonable sort of a kick, only to find Wes Shelton at centre half back. Wes Shelton right near the boundary line there, but been playing a fairly good game. Another nice left foot kick by Wes Shelton. It's up towards no one in particular, and the ball's punched across the boundary line for another boundary throw in there, as we see Undera add 1 point to their quarter time score. They're now 4 goals, 5-29, with Nagambie yet to score, and the boundary umpire to throw the ball in for the 32nd time this game, Gus.
Yeah, and I just noticed too, they've really thrown Brian Boyd into the deep end. They put him straight onto Lovelace. The young player has come off the bench there, and the ball on the centre wing position though, Undera through, it was Scott Chandler getting the ball back to their half forward line. They're attacking this ball with a little bit of conviction at the moment, Undera, and certainly making the play. The trend still hasn't changed from the first quarter. Undera doing all the play making at the moment. They've got their ball on their half forward line. 1998 grand final action here from the Stanhope ground. The ball on the outer side, on the eastern side, and he comes Undera again around the flank, and just that player there, number 12, just couldn't control it.
Cole Mackey, Gus.
And the ball beats him over the line and out of bounds right over there in the forward pocket.
What can you say, Mick?
Interesting that Undera, when someone runs to space and makes the effort to push up, they're giving it. They're getting rewarded by it, and they're just building on confidence.
We see the ball thrown in again now. It's Newell again gets his kick away despite a lot of pressure, but it's punched away by Undera again. Good handball out into the middle. It's big Brad Pearce there gets the ball up to the half-forward position for Nagambie, but there's no one waiting down for it. It's Travis Edwards from Undera getting his handball away to Chris Miller. Miller across to Scott Chandler again. Chandler must have at least a dozen and a half possessions, but it's a simple mark dropped by Mick Evans there. Umpire call play on. No one's got the ball. It's kicked forward for Nagambie. It's up towards a true centre position there. Travis Ald's close to the ball. I thought he was almost legged then. He's having trouble picking the ball up. It's Travis Edwards again, but it's cleared by young Chris Malone. Malone over to Brad Morgan. Morgan's got the ball now on his favoured left foot. Kicks the ball in short, and he's found Adam Dalton. Adam Dalton now the captain, probably only second or third kick. He plays on. Umpire calls play on. Dalton goes long to the full forward position to Shane Lovelace. Oh, it's a great falling mark by Shane Lovelace. Fantastic effort there by the big fella. He's showed a lot of mobility there as he pulls himself out of the ground there and goes back. He regains his composure. He goes back, and we see the big white stripe in the middle of his...
He was running pretty hard then, Steve. I think he fell over, the ball fell on top of him. Not unfortunate there.
Good comment there. Good comment, Bolter. But we see now for the first time this game, we see Shane Lovelace with the opportunity to kick Nagambie's first score, so he's being very deliberate about this. He's not looking for any short option here. Comes in, he's gone long. I think he may have missed it to the near side, and not a good effort there by Shane. And we see the Nagambie timekeeper here shaking his head. 4-minute mark of the second quarter. Undera 4 goals, 5-29. Nagambie now, they are on the board. They're 1 point. So we've got a 28-point lead to Undera at the 4-minute mark of the second quarter, as we see Steve Joyce with the left foot. Nice kick out. Clears the 50-metre line. It's right up to the 50-metre line. It's Jasmine Bariska spins out of the pack. Nice long kick. It's fallen to Brad Morgan, was tripped by his own teammate. So there's a handball out to Rowan Aldous. Aldous is set upon, but he has a shot for goal, and he's missed also. And that's the second point for Nagambie now. So at this stage of the game, Gus, 5 minutes into the second quarter, Mick, looks like it could be Nagambie is starting to get a bit of run in their legs.
You know, I think Nagambie is starting to come back a little bit, but they've just got to create. They've got to have a bit of faith in each other.
Yes, I felt it's interesting when Gringo Campbell is standing down there in the back pocket on his own, because undoubtedly Nagambie is trying to get a loose player up there and make one out for Shane Lovelace.
Right, the ball swung from Steve Joyce out onto the half-forward flank there. Gee, he took a bit of a risk. It was a real line baller where the kick landed, but luckily for the Undera side, it's over the line and out of bounds. Down in the forward pocket, Lloyd O'Brien's there. We haven't seen much of him today for the Undera side. He's the medalist from last year and a real goer. As it's Robbie Andrews working the ball around to Alper, his former Tatura teammate. Here they come. Well done, Robbie Andrews. Gets a big handball off to Kevin Powles, and they're on their way now as Chandler brings the ball up, and he's about to square it up towards full forward. They're jostling up there. Over the back, Glenn, it almost was a free kick. Knight battling away there for Undera. He's got some mobility. Knight, he just can't quite control the ball. It's out on the flank. It's pretty desperate stuff. But Nagambie stand tall on that occasion. Bring the ball towards the centre. Oh, and a great mark there from the young Chandler. Craig Chandler. He really launched himself at that 7, got the rewarded mark, and he tries in, but he shoots.
There's a good mark. That's Robbie Auld.
And that was a very good interception there from Robbie Auld, who probably shouldn't be playing.
There's no one moving for Nagambie, Gus. Yeah. They've got to get some movement on their forward line there. Robbie Auld's got no one to kick the ball to, so all he can do is kick the ball high now.
And over the top, it's Peter Vasgalis just couldn't quite control it. He's this very, very good player for Nagambie, 24, Morgan, working his way through heavy traffic. It's up to the centre wing. Chad Burke there looks at the ball. He was under a bit of pressure, but took it well. He had a few bearing down. I think he held his ground, and Burke has the ball. He kicks it up to the half-forward line. They set themselves over the top. The veteran Glenn Campbell couldn't control it. It's Miller, though, clearing out towards the centre of the ground. They've got runners everywhere. This is what Undera Oh, a shocking kick though, gives Undera a chance, but still the runners come for this Undera side. Run down there, and that was a great tackle, and certainly the player should be rewarded there. And number 13,
that was young Mick Roberts.
Michael Roberts, who took the mark. He comes in, or took the free kick, kicks it up towards IG, just bombed it up there. Of course, Shane Lovelace's days of fast leads are almost over as it goes out towards the centre wing. Alper in command, led in the chase for the ball, then just waiting for someone to kick it to as the ball goes out to the centre wing, and they come again now. Undera up to their forward line, up to centre half forward.
And we see it's running with the flight of the ball is David Giles. Giles is having trouble picking the ball up. He's beset upon there. Handballs out to Lloyd O'Brien. O'Brien out to Powell. Powell has a snapshot for goal. It's close to the behind post. It's another good defensive play by Justin Glenn from Nagambie, and again the ball is punched over the line.
Yes, fellas, down there, Craig Chandler was running through the centre there. That was very poor play by Undera because he had two teammates around him. All they had to tell him he was hot, but Craig just ambled down the ground. The two teammates stood there, never said a word to him, and he gave away the free kick.
Right, here it comes out of their back line now, out towards the half forward line. Gee though, Undera in the van again through number 27, which is Scotty Chandler, the brother of Craig. They've both been playing well in the grand final for Undera. It's out on the half forward flank, desperate play there. Nagambie sensing they could be slipping out of this game as the ball is, or the player over there is awarded a free kick as he was obviously tackled.
I think he was pinged high, Gus.
Yeah, I thought he might have been a downfield because he did actually get the kick in.
What do you reckon of that one, Mick?
Well, I thought he made the play, that young fellow, so yeah, I think it was a fair decision actually.
We see now it's Danny Alper with a free kick. He's trying to work out where he's going to kick the ball now. Nice high long kick. It's up in the direction of Pat Newell. Pat Newell, the big ruckman for Nagambie, takes the mark on the 50-metre arc, plays on immediately with a handball to Jasmine Barixka. Barixka with a nice long kick up to the centre wing position. There's Michael Roberts goes for a fly there, puts everybody off the ball there, and the ball runs over the line, beats young Chris Malone, and the boundary umpire will...
Wasn't that a free kick? Because the Nagambie player has gone up, he has jumped fair square at his back, never got anywhere near the ball, and play on.
Good call, Gunnar, as we see the ball thrown in again. Chad Morgan gets a beautiful tap out to his captain in Rowan Aldous, but only to find Gringo Campbell to cut off that forward thrust again. Campbell on the left foot finds his teammate in Peter Vigalis about 50 metres out from goal. That great smother there by Craig Fothergill. He doesn't know where to go now. Peter Vigalis kicks the ball straight across the ground. There's a foot race here now. We've got Travis Hall. Sits beautifully for Travis Hall. He outruns Steve Joyce. Kicks the ball right up to the forward line position. It's towards Shane Lovelace, but the defence, it was Gringo Campbell, knocks the ball through for a rush behind, and we now see Undera 4 goals, 5-29, and Nagambie now moves on to just 3 points, 3 behind.
Could be time for Nagambie to do something fairly radical and do something proactive. I think Rowan Aldous play him at centre half forward and go through him all the time.
Right out to Scott Chandler, and Chandler taking it up to the centre wing. Very strong there. In that occasion was number 5 Chad Burkers right down the ground now. He's chasing kicks as the ball comes back to this forward flank there. The Undera player there was caught out behind.
And Mick Roberts.
And Mick Roberts, who's lifted the tempo a little bit in the Nagambie forward line, and he'd wanted to because they're trailing at the moment quite badly on the score, but Big Loveless comes in like a sumo wrestler over the back. I don't know what he was doing, but he's given a free kick away, and it's let's see, Campbell and Gringo Campbell, the veteran. He's been with Undera, I'd say the longest serving player they've got in the senior team, and here they come again. Undera, they've got some run in their legs, and that's really hurting Nagambie at the moment as the ball switched to the centre wing position. The Lakers have some numbers there, but quickly he's Chad Burke quickly off to the left foot up towards the forward flank. At the moment Undera still low, answering the challenge, although I really thought he was pinned and should have been given the free kick against him, and the ball on the deck again, and players are milling in, and he really took a step then and was pinged. I think he should have lost that, or the Nagambie player should have got the free then.
Okay, we see the umpire now, umpire Normington bouncing the ball only 30 metres out from the Nagambie goal. No one can get a clear hit out. Shane Lovelace goes through fairly hard. No one can pick the ball up. It's cleared again. It's advantage advantage called by umpire, and it's Scott Chandler again kicking the ball up to the wing position to his teammate in Giles, but Giles can't pick the ball up. It's Lockie McLeod up there on Giles, and it's also Mick Evans is trying to help his teammate out, but the ball beats them both over the line for a boundary throw in as we've crossed the 11-minute mark of the second quarter. Undera 4 goals, 5-29. Nagambie 3 points.
I'll tell you what, fellas, Shane Lovelace really won't have to look at himself, because there was another free kick against him then. He's just playing the clown act at the moment, and if he's going to see Nagambie get back in the ground, he's got to stop giving away free kicks.
We see Lloyd O'Brien there give away Lloyd O'Brien.
Yep, right, fair enough.
Lloyd O'Brien, free kick for not disposing of the ball properly. Okay, fun and games going on in the commentary box here as we see a good mark by Robbie Alden. He's been a real acquisition for them in today's game. We see he kicks the ball into the true centre position to Adam Dalton. Dalton to handballs over to the running Brad Pearce. Pearce now kicks the ball up to the half-forward line where we see Steve Joyce take a good mark there, and good pair of hands, Steve Joyce. He'll go back now and he'll pump those little there's a 50-metre penalty now. Travis Ald's been penalised now 50 metres for running over the line, and Steve Joyce will now take his kick from the attacking 50, and he'll put the ball right up into the forward line.
No excuse for that, Mick.
As we go again now, we see Steve Joyce now working out where he's going to kick the ball. There's Craig Chandler on his own, not too far away from him. He'll come in now, left foot kick. He decides to go long, only 15-20 metres out from the Undera goal. As the ball spoiled, we've got Cole Mackey in hot pursuit of the ball. Handballs out to Jason Sleeth. Sleeth comes back, has a shot for goal from the 50-metre line. Can't find anyone. It's Jasmine Barixka tries to run away with the ball, but it's knocked over the line and out of bounds, only about 3 metres around from the Undera goal.
Yeah, well, certainly I wouldn't have thought it was nearly almost halfway through the second quarter in the grand final, and Nagambie have not posted a goal. The ball put back into play by the boundary, by the young boundary umpire, and plucked out of the ruck there. Almost got it, but Nagambie, a saving player there, and right on the back line from this number 9, I think it was Will Shelton, was it bringing it out? It's out to the centre wing though. They have recovered momentarily from that forward surge by the Undera side, and Nagambie just trying to get something going here. Chad Burke in front, almost put out a strong mark, recovers well. His second effort was really good. The ball on the deck at the moment, no one can gather it. Helper though, Peter Vigalis, who's got a quick kick on his left foot. Travis all big handball across though, finds Vigalis again, and they're battling it hard over the line and out of bounds right in front of the Nagambie box there, and I reckon they might be having something to say down there.
Couple of ex-teammates there, Gunner. Robbie Alden, Danny Alper.
Danny Alper both played a lot of football together at Europe.
We see the ball thrown in here. It's Pat Newell and Kevin Powers again. It comes clear to Jason Sleeth. Sleeth handballs out to the open where Lloyd O'Brien tries to pick the ball up, but he can't do it. We see Chris Malone coming to pick the ball up. He can't pick it up. Cole Mackey does. It's Dean Knight gets dispossessed of the ball. Lloyd O'Brien finds himself with the ball, kicks the ball forward. It's a great mark right in the last line of defence for Nagambie. Justin Glenn finds his teammate in Adam Dalton. I thought in the last 4 or 5 minutes Adam Dalton starting to come into the game. He kicks the ball forward up to his centre half forward in Chad Burke, but it's Mick Roberts that comes clear. Handballs across to Robbie Auld. Robbie Auld to Craig Fothergill. Fothergill up to Shane Lovelace, and Shane's he's just dropped it, and it's Brian Boyd rushes the ball through, and there's another opportunity gone for Nagambie, and it really is fairly sloppy play there, but it was a good build-up, Mick.
Yeah, Nagambie's starting to move a little bit, but they've got to get more movement across their half-forward line. And no one's putting up their hand.
14 minutes into the second quarter, Undera 4-5-29, Nagambie 5 points. Gunner.
Yes, Nagambie just made a quick change there. 17 Luke Finnegan off the ground, and 13 Michael Roberts on.
We now see Danny Alper. Peter Vigalis kicks the ball out wide to Jason Sleeth, and Sleeth takes a good contested mark. He handballs quickly out to Powers. Powers is dumped but finds his teammate in Alper. Alper's caught high, and he was very lucky. Didn't see Adam Dalton there, but he did come up with a free kick. So now we see Alper kick the ball up to the half-forward line, where we see almost a mark taken by Travis McCormack. He can't make it. Hits the ball out to Rowan Alders. Quick handball out by Alders to Mick Evans. Evans with the left foot kick up to the half-forward line. We see Jasmine Barixka waiting down. He uses his body well, snaps the ball around his right foot up in the Shane Lovelace direction. They're both looking into the sun there. And who is it? It's Shane Lovelace has marked the ball in the forward pocket, only about 15-20 metres out. Now, if he runs true to form, Shane Lovelace from this angle here will try to look for a teammate, but he is close enough to have the distance. Not worry him there, Gus.
That was good mark. That was good mark in the finish. Mick, sun in his eyes and that, and went very high.
Shane's credit, good mark. It was under a bit of pressure.
It looked like a pea when it landed on his chest, though.
It looks like a pea in his hands too there, Bolter. We've got Gunner smiling there. What are you smiling about, Gunner?
Just wondering whether he can get the vibration of the ground, which he has.
I think it might be.
It's a goal.
It's a start. This could be the start for Nagambie. That's Shane Lovelace and Nagambie's first goal. So we see now as we cross the 15.5-minute mark of the second quarter, Undera 4 goals, 5-29. Nagambie 1 goal, 4-10.
Interesting, fellas, that was one of the first times that Nagambie has brought the game around the club room sides of the ground, and look what it's happened to them. They used the wind. Bariska just got the ball, stuck it right up in the air and waited for Shane to mark it.
Trouble for Matt Evans, just walked out of he's off the ground. He's done his shoulder very badly. I don't think we'll see Matty Evans anymore. Gus, he's gone into the room, so bad luck to Matt Evans for Nagambie there.
Ball back in the centre and it's been bounced, and it's a bit of a converge of players, but no one can get it. Nagambie gets it out towards the centre wing, and great diving, mate. Boy, geez, a good player, this Craig Chandler. Got a bit of mobility about him. He certainly attacks the ball with a bit of conviction, so he's got a few qualities going from Craig Chandler, left footer too, and he kicks long up into the forward line, looking, and getting under it there was Mackie. I thought he might have nearly qualified for a free kick. He really recovers with a bit of determination, gets a left foot on it, out on the lead there, and let's see, it's been marked right in the forward pocket there by number
Travis McCormick
again. Yes, he's certainly proving a bit of a handful down there for his opponent, Travis McCormick.
Going for his third goal, Gus.
Yes, goal number 3 on the scoreboard. 4-5-29. Undera leading Nagambie 1-4-10 in the KDL Grand Final 1998, and I think he's drilled that. I think he's got it. No, he tried to con the goal umpire, and he conned me. You can usually go on the body language, and a couple of them behind it even put their hands up. So only the 1 point resulting takes Undera to 4-6-30, leading Nagambie 1 goals 4-10.
Yeah, fellas, you're talking about Craig Chandler there, Gus, before he played a fair bit of football with Tatura, but unfortunately had to go back. Tat were very disappointed that Craig left because of farm reasons, and had to go back and because he couldn't stay with Tatura, and lost Tatura.
Well, Undera would be very happy that he got that big farm there, Gus, Gunner, because he is playing very, very well.
Certainly is.
Both the Chandlers and Craig Chandler only a couple of weeks ago won the best and fairest at Nagambie at Undera this year, so he's had a great year. We see Bariska now kick the ball out. Nice long kick too. That's a 65-metre kick, and it's over towards the direction of where's Shelton. Shelton takes a bounce on the left foot, looks for his teammate up forward. It's Mick Roberts. Mick Roberts just can't hold the ball in, and rushes the ball over the boundary line for another throw in at the 17-minute mark of the second quarter here. We see Nagambie making a little bit of an inroad into the Undera lead. We see Undera 4 goals 6-30, leading Nagambie 1 goal 4-10. The ball's thrown in again. The handball comes out for Undera, and it's on the ground. It's Robbie Andrews again now, coming away with the ball. Handball from Morgan. He finds his teammate in Robbie Ald again, over to Rowan Alders. Alders can't do anything with the ball. Gringo Campbell's in the vicinity of the ball there. Vigalis can't pick the ball up. Robbie Ald again. He's in everything at the moment for Nagambie, trying his hardest to try to get them. Gringo Campbell can't get the ball clear, but it's Craig Chandler gets his right foot kick away towards the half-back line, only to find Brad Morgan for Nagambie. Morgan centres the ball across to his centre half-back in Wes Shelton. Shelton doesn't let him down and takes the mark. About halfway between the centre line and the half-forward line. Kicks a nice long kick now, high. The ball goes towards the 50-metre line. No one can take the ball there. Scott Chandler had a chance. Luke Finnegan, I think, may have almost been free kicked, but the ball is play on. It's over to Bariska now. Bariska, nice long left foot kick in the direction of Chad Burke. Burke can't mark it. He's spoiled by Campbell, but it's Rowan Alders. He slips over. He handballs through to an Undera play here, and it's Andrews clears. It's Lloyd O'Brien now. He's going for a run. He's taken one bounce. He's evaded one play. Handball to McDonald. He handballs out to Sleeth. Sleeth now, nice long kick up to I thought it was in the back there. Umpires hasn't seen the free kick, and it goes to Mick Evans. Mick Evans clears for Nagambie, finds Brad Morgan. Morgan coming into the game now, chips the ball across to Malone, but it's intercepted by Scott Chandler, and Chandler playing a perler for Undera at the moment. Finds his teammate in Alpa. Alpa, almost as good a game as what Scotty Chandler's playing, and those two there are two of the reasons why Undera have got a 20-point lead over Nagambie at the 18, nearly 19-minute mark of the second quarter.
Danny Alpert bombed it up into the forward line, but it was a very good mark there by Shelton.
52 by
And a
Oliver
50 metre too. And by gee,
What was it, 54, Mick?
He's really, he was...
Undisciplined.
Yeah, he pushed him over after he'd taken the mark.
Both forward lines are very static at the moment. Not a lot of movement in either
Very
of them.
ordinary, aren't they, Mick? And I think you'll find that this will be the benefit of the 50. Nagambie's got a goal out of this one, Mick.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And he just decides to square it up and just finds an unattended opponent out. And Adam Dalton, only about 10 metres away at the true centre forward position. Up it
There he
goes,
is.
Big Loveless out in front. Can't quite control it. It's on the deck though. A quick snap there by Fothergill across the goal though, and drifting out of bounds on the outer side of the ground, deep in the forward pocket, left-hand side, southern end of the Stanhope ground. Here he comes, Gringo. He's out with it for the Undera side. He's been through some thick and thin days with the Undera club, but he's here when they're at their biggest moments in the last 2 years, in the last 2 grand finals, so his perseverance with the club certainly has been well worthwhile as the ball is on the centre wing position. Scoreboard showing Undera 4 goals 630 are leading Nagambie 1 goal 410. The 1998 KDL grand final, a huge crowd on hand here at the Stanhope ground to see Undera and Nagambie go into on over the top there. A big hit by it was a centre half forward. Burke got the tap out. It's still on the deck. No one control it. I think it's Chandler again, the left footer. The characteristic left foot up into Bagalis, but a well-judged mark there from Luke Finnegan. Hasn't done bad since he come on the ground. The son of Brian Finnegan, the Nagambie legend. It's up towards Orgy and over the top. Big Shane got caught out there.
That's just utter garbage, that is. That's just utter garbage on Loveless' part. You know, like they got a chance. They're struggling a bit at the moment. They got a chance to sort of ping a goal. All he had to do was retard him a little bit. There's no need for that.
Yeah, but he was well behind him though, Bolter. You've got it's pretty hard to retard him.
Bolter, you can be the man to go out and tell him to come off the ground.
Not a problem.
Okay, the umpire now restarts play as we see Gringo Campbell takes a kick now from a free kick. Short left foot kick into his teammate in Robbie Andrews, and Andrews made out to go on with it a bit, but I think it was a bit of bluff there on Jasmine Bariska as we see Robbie Andrews plays on around Bariska, kicks the ball along to the centre wing position to where we see Steve Joyce can't take the mark and the ball's knocked forward. It's Lemonitis now, but he can't control the ball. Craig Chandler there can't pick the ball up and it falls to Lemonitis again. The ball's up forward in the Gringo Campbell direction, and Chris Miller almost comes up with the ball, gets his handball to Gringo Campbell. Campbell bends down, can't get the ball. It's Craig Fothergill, tries to get the ball out. I thought someone was tripped from Undera. Umpire's seen it that way, and there'll be it's Brian Boyd, I think. Brian's got the free kick for being legged then, so he'll take a free kick deep in Undera's defensive attack. He now kicks the ball forward to his teammate in Travis Edwards, but he was put off the ball. We've now see a bit of a run here between Rowan Aldous and Travis Edwards. Rowan Aldous comes up with the ball, finding it very difficult to keep the ball in play, and the ball rolls over the boundary line once again at the 21.5-minute mark of the second quarter. It's Undera 4 goals 630, leading Nagambie 1 goal 410.
Yes, fellas, another change here by Nagambie. Matt Evans is on the ground and Michael Roberts has come off.
We also see Travis Hall now ready to come back on the ground as we see the ball in the Nagambie forward line. It's been cleared out now. Danny Alper again with the ball, kicks the ball long into to the wing position where we see Lloyd O'Brien can't control the ball. He's pressured by Matt Evans. Evans is in trouble. Evans is in trouble with the shoulder. He can't move that shoulder. What's he doing on the ground, Gus?
Well, he came off a minute ago and
well, that's where he should be. He should be off. But he was very proppy there, and I don't think he'll be on after half-time. Cannot move the shoulder. We see the ball thrown in again. It's Luke Finnegan doing quite well in the ruck, but the ball falls to Giles. Giles punches the ball forward for Undera. It falls to Powers again. Powers gets a small kick away, finds Dean Knight. Dean Knight smothered with his kick. Ball clears now to Justin Glenn. Handballs across to Brad Morgan. Morgan evades one player, kicks the ball now reasonable distance to his teammate in Robbie Auld. Robbie Auld plays on, square, centres the ball across to Adam Dalton. Dalton's away. He breaks one tackle. He takes a bounce now. He's looking forward. He should kick the ball long into the Shane Lovelace direction. What's happening here? Shane Lovelace with one grab takes a beautiful grab. Again, he's in the same position where he kicked Nagambie's only goal about 7 or 8 minutes ago. He really needs to kick this one.
They'll never beat his one out if they go long in like that, Mick. That's the answer.
Well,
They move the ball quickly. I don't think there's a problem with that. If it just comes in slowly, Shane's easy pickings.
It was easy. It was damn side easier when their midfielders got running with the ball.
We see Love
Secret.
Okay, the short passes hasn't come off, and we see Joyce clear the ball from Nagambie. It's across to Lloyd O'Brien, ducks one tackle, but he couldn't get rid of the ball properly. But the umpire calls play on Justin Glenn. Handballs to Rowan Aldous back to Glenn to Robbie Auld. Robbie Auld chips the ball to Brad Morgan over his head. Morgan's good enough to control the ball. Great play by Brad Morgan. Handballs across to his teammate in Chad Burke. Burke handballs across to Rowan Aldous. Rowan Aldous short in front of goal, and it's Arthur Lemonitis takes the mark dead in front of goal, 15 metres out. Now this would have to be a goal for Nagambie, Gus.
Well, you'd certainly think so. They certainly need it. They've just lifted a little bit now, and they've been becoming a little bit more clever with their play. They're actually squaring the ball up a little bit and putting it out in front of players where they can run onto it, and Lemonitis makes no mistake with that one. That's Nagambie's second goal. Of course, we're nearly down to half-time here. Nagambie, who have probably gone into this game slight favourites, have only posted the 2 goals. The scoreboard showing Undera 4-6-30 and Nagambie clawing their way back on 2-6-18. So still the 2 goals, but of course in the context of the game, goals fairly hard to get.
Yeah, fellas, there's been another train here by Nagambie. Trav Hall has come back on, and Matt Evans, I don't even know why he went back on the ground. He can hardly use his shoulder, and he's come off.
Ian Shaw bounces the ball in the middle now, not 100% bounce, but it finds Rowan Aldous, actually taps the ball the wrong way, and Dale McDonald kicks the ball 30 metres forward for Undera, where we see Dean Knight hit the ball over his head to Lloyd O'Brien. O'Brien can't pick the ball up. There's a Nagambie player comes out with the ball, handballs out to Justin Glenn. Justin Glenn's been very good for Nagambie this afternoon, kicks the ball out towards the wing, and I think again that wind's going to push the ball right over the boundary line there, as we're only 30 seconds away from the half-time siren here, and we see Undera 4 goals 6-30 leading Nagambie 2 goals 4-16. Boundary umpire ready to throw the ball back in now. We see it's Dale McDonald and Luke Finnegan go for the ball. McDonald gets a hit out, can't find anyone in particular. It's Alper again trying to pick the ball up, can't do anything with it. No one can get the ball. Giles tries to clear the ball out. It's Chris Malone. Chris Malone gets a long handball out to his coach in Rowan Aldous. Aldous kicks the ball long with the left foot over to Boyd. That's a good hit, teammate. Wes Sheldon. Wes Sheldon now 50 metres out. He can't play on Gus. The siren's gone, and it'll take an extraordinary kick. He's really got to kick against the wind here because the wind's pushing the ball across that way.
Mick Walsh lucky not to get 50 there, just as he sort of marked the ball and got unloaded.
Nah, it would have been basketball if they go 50 for that.
It's going to take a good kick from here, boys. If he puts it out the front of the square, he should give it a fair shake. No, it doesn't even look like it.
You'd kick further than that, Boulder.
Those little
on my left foot.
Today.
Righto, what we see here now at half-time in the big game between Undera and Nagambie, we see Undera 4 goals 6-30 leading Nagambie 2 goals 4-16. The goal kickers for Undera to half-time, we see Travis McCormick 2 goals, both kicked in the first quarter. Cole Mackey with 1, Craig Chandler with 1. Undera that quarter were held goalless, while Nagambie clawed their way back with 2 goals in that second quarter. 1 goal each to Arthur Lemonitis, and a very good goal from Shane Lovelace, very close to the boundary line there at about the 17-18 minute mark of the second quarter. There's a 14-point game at half-time, so almost anybody's game at the moment, Mick.
Yeah, I think so. I think Nagambie's half-back line started to show a lot more initiative and set things up towards the second half of that. So their half-back line's starting to move. As a consequence, it's coming down the ground. They're starting to create a bit of run. But if they bring it in quick, as Boulder said before, Lovelace is a chance. If it comes in slow, it's like taking candy from a baby.
Mick, would you contemplate, and being an ex-coach and coaching junior football at the moment, would you contemplate putting a running player down there with Lovelace to lead off, just to create another target?
Yeah, I think they've got to run off him. I think as soon as it goes in one side, the other fella should take off the guy on Lovelace. Absolutely. And just really hurt them a lot, because you're going to create, a run up the ground, kicking to space. Look, Undera's shown a willingness and a preparedness to kick to space.
What I mean is, Mick, playing 2 full forwards, put a running type player down there.
Oh, you're talking about from Nagambie's point of view.
Play 2 full forwards with a runner out, with a bodgy lead type thing, because the ball seems to fall in a midstream there and about the 30-metre mark without a lead coming to it.
Yeah, they're really one-dimensional, aren't they, Nagambie, in the way they bring the ball in.
Back off the ground.
might get a head start here, Gus. Hey?
Oh, they'd be in there hopping into the free grog. Going on. Marvellous how quick you can drink with that free grog. Kick 4 or 5 goals to 2 this quarter. They're home under here.
Ready to go again?
Yeah, she's
I think you come down for a drink.
Oh, I'm bloody knee locked up shit down that.
What?
Yeah.
You want a drink?
Showing the half-time scores, Undera 4-6-30 are leading Nagambie in a low-scoring game, 2-4-16. Nagambie kicking 2 goals in that quarter to give themselves some sort of a chance. But Undera's made most of the play in the first quarter as the timekeeper hits the button for the second half. Up go the big men. Powell's trying to pluck it out of the ruck, couldn't. Crashing through was Aldous, couldn't quite control the ball. It's up onto the half-forward line now, and the umpire's plucked a free out there. I'm not sure what happened, but let's see. It's number... Robbie Andrews getting the free kick off to Alper out towards the half-back flank, but a strong saving mark by Shelton or Glenn, was it? Glenn, who's played a great game. He's been one of their better players, swings the ball across to handballs it across to Aldous. Aldous finds a teammate out on the centre wing. They're opening with a little bit more conviction. Nagambie in this quarter, they realise they've got to be in it. In this quarter, this game could have slipped away as Undera tried to work the ball out of the fence.
He's gone.
Yes, that he did drop the pill, and the free kick going to the Nagambie player there in number 32.
And it's Robbie Auld with the ball there, and Nagambie have opened up this quarter here, and they look fairly promising at this stage. They look like they've got a bit of conviction, as you said, Gus, as the ball goes to the centre half forward line. Chad Burke from behind tries to take the ball. There's a quick handball out there by the captain. It's gone after Lemonitis, has got the goal, and that's the start that Nagambie wanted, I think. The umpire hurt his shoulder, but no, it's only 1 point. So it's Undera 4 goals, 6-30. Nagambie, I just missed that one there, Gus. It's the first point in this second half there, and that means Nagambie are they're about 2 goals 5 now, 2 goals 5. That makes it 17. As we see Gringo Campbell prepare to kick the ball out now. Nice long left foot kick outside the 50-metre line, and there's a good mark there. Two grabs to the ball, and it's Scotty Chandler takes the ball there. He kicks the ball low but long. It evades all players, goes to his brother Craig. Craig kicks the ball up now, handballs the ball across to young Cole Mackey. Cole Mackey now, handball across to Travis Edwards. Edwards finds McCormack. Ball's on the ground now, no one's got the ball. It's Stacks on the mill there. The umpie's going to call for a ball up, and it's umpire Shaw will now take another bounce there, about 45 metres out from the Undera goal, and Nagambie are going to have to make sure that at this foray forward for Undera, they don't score. So we have a look now. The ball's bounced. It's Wes Shelton fists the ball out towards the boundary line. He achieves his objective there, and the ball's run over the line on the about 60 metres out from the Undera goal, as we see the boundary umpire now ready to throw the ball in. I haven't been able to pick up any major change, positional moves or whatever at half time, but we see now Pat Newell take the ball out of the ruck. His kick smothered, but it's picked up now. No, the umpire's picked the free kick out to Undera, and it's going to go to... I think it might be Glennie James, is it? Glenn James is on the ground for his first run on the ball. He kicks the ball nice and long, but he finds Adam Dalton intercepts the ball. Kicks the ball to the centre wing position where he finds Chad Burke, but it's over the back, it's Wes Shelton. There's the first big positional move made. Wes Shelton to centre half forward, kicks the ball to the true centre half forward position there, and it's almost fallen into Shane Lovelace's arms, but it's ball's cleared out by Peter Vigalis there towards the wing. Now there's a foot race on here between Glenn James, Chris Malone, and we've got Brad Morgan. Brad Morgan from Nagambie comes up with the ball. Short left foot kick to his captain in Rowan Aldous. Aldous now kicks the ball forward to the centre half forward position in the West Shelton direction. The ball's punched away by the Undera defence. The ball's now running out wide, and it's I think it's Alper kicks the ball wide, but only to find young Malone from Nagambie take the ball on the centre wing position. He handballs wide to Pat Newell in a real bad position. Travis Hall now gets the ball long, and he finds his teammate. Good, strong mark there under pressure to Arthur Lemonitis. Lemonitis now, right foot kick up to about 20 or 25 metres out. Big fly there by Jason Sleeth over Jasmine Bariska. Bariska handballs out the ball to Rowan Aldous to his teammate in Lemonitis again. Ball bounces over everybody's head, and the ball is rushed over the boundary line just next to the Nagambie behind post at the 4-minute mark of the third quarter. We see Undera 4-6-30 leading Nagambie 2 goals 5-17 as the boundary umpire prepares to throw the ball in 2 metres out from the Nagambie goal. We see it's Shane Lovelace and Palsy going for the ball at the moment. No one can get a clear hit out. The ball is forced through from behind by Gringo Campbell. Smart, intelligent play by the experienced veteran there, and that moves Undera now 4 goals 6-30 to Nagambie would be 2 goals 7. I think they are now 19. So closing up the gap little bit by little at the moment. Nagambie will see Gringo Campbell kick the ball long, but it's a good mark to Chad Burke there. He's starting to show his class in the air. Over to Adam Dalton, but Dalton is pressurised by Scott Chandler. There's a free kick paid, given away by Chris Miller there. I think it was a high tackle on Adam Dalton. So Dalton now 60 metres out from goal. He races in, kicks the ball in towards the goal square into the Shane Lovelace direction. Lovelace gives away a free kick. A high tackle there on Gringo Campbell, and we see Gringo Campbell taking the free kick right in the teeth of goal there for Undera.
Yes, Gringo Campbell got one over the shoulder, but of course in that situation he didn't mind it because he come up with a free kick, was only about 5 metres out from the Undera, the Nagambie goal, over the top, and a screamer from
Wes
number
Shelton.
9. Wes Shelton, he's played a great game. He went right up over them, then took a screamer, gets onto the left foot, let's go with a bomb up towards the full forward position. Big Lovelace is there, couldn't get the big hands on it. A quick snap there, and I think he may have got it. Maybe Nagambie are on their way now. Number 23.
That's a goal sneak. Lemonitis.
Look at Lovelace carrying on with crap down there too.
Okay, that's Arthur Lemonitis' second goal there, so he's a real goal sneak, an opportunist there, and during the year he's kicked bags of 5 and 6 goals, so don't you worry about Arthur. He knows where the goals are, Gus, and that was a great crumbing sort of a goal there from Arthur, and he'll always be around Shane Lovelace's feet there because they know that, or he knows when the ball's near Shane, if the ball's punched down to the ground, he's going to be around there, and took full control of that ball there. As we see the ball bounce again in the middle, it's Rowan Aldous now tries to get the ball out, but it's Pat Newell gets a handball away to his teammate in Brad Morgan. Morgan finds Wes Shelton there, takes a great diving mark. The umpire's paid it. I thought it might have actually fell out of his hands, but no, the umpire said that's not too bad for me. Short pass into Rowan Aldous now. He's no closer to goal, but a bit better of an angle. We see Aldous now kick the ball long into the Lovelace direction again. Who's going to come up with this? It's Chad Burke, a sensational mark, only 10 or 15 metres out from goal, dead in front of goal, and Nagambie looked like they could have a sniff here.
Well, they have. They needed that first goal, and they've certainly come back with the other one. They've actually attacked their 50-metre line. They've gone inside there 7 times, and Lovelace just held that pack off and allowed that young fella to come across. It was a great grab as we see him come in, and I think he's kicked it, hasn't he? Yes, he has.
Chad Burke's just squared the scores here. The scores are dead level here at the Stanhope football ground. We've got Undera 4 goals 6-30, and it's Nagambie 4 goals 6-30. Chad Burke's first goal for the game. Gunner.
Yes, it's certainly they've turned the game right around here in Nagambie because they're doing exactly what Undera were doing early in the game. They were running, they were teaming up and working hard, and now they've got it down. And the fellow that we were talking about at half time that I mentioned, the fact that Chad Burke, who certainly he has been taking some telling marks, and as I speak, Robbie Andrews, I'd say, I think
blood rule, I think, Gunner.
Yes, he's copped one.
He's copped one.
He's certainly copped one, and we've got going on in there is 33 Lloyd O'Brien, who's going.
That's interesting, Gunner. Lloyd O'Brien started the third quarter on the bench,
yes,
so
I was a bit surprised.
That's why I had to look the second time.
It could be his ankle, Gus, because he did come into the game with a little bit of a doubt on his an injury cloud on his ankle. So
they're on their way again. It's the big fellow on that occasion didn't get it for Nagambie, but they're bursting through from their half-back line. Ball, and he dropped the ball. I reckon he should have got. He did get the free kick awarded against him because he did take them on, and he was nabbed. And it's Lloyd O'Brien straight into the action now, out in front almost to Mark de Giles, couldn't quite gather it in. The ball on the deck at the moment. Nagambie...
Too high. And the umpire saw that too, Gus.
The umpire was right on the scene, and Coach Rowan Aldous will square it up. In fact, I think he even goes backwards, but the player he kicks to's got plenty of space, and he's running around the half-forward line now. They're starting to really mount some pressure now. Number 23 and
Bit of a scrap on by and play. Keep going, Gus.
And out to, let's see, it's back to the centre of the ground there, and following
Chris
up
Malone.
the play there was Chris Malone. He's been good for the Nagambie side this afternoon, up towards the centre half forward. Beautifully done, Travis Edwards. Mops up well, gets it to the centre wing. Up they go, all couldn't quite get it in. Gee, I almost thought he had the Mark the Undera player, and it was Mick Evans clearing from the half back line. They've got it up into their forward zone again, battling the ball around to the Undera players. Here they come, Edwards trying to get onto the ball. It's still locked up in the flank. Undera, gee, there's a chance here for Rowan Aldous.
Rowan Aldous has put him in front, Gus.
Yes, Rowan Aldous drilled it.
What an inspirational goal from Rowan Aldous. That's Nagambie's third goal for the quarter, Gus. That now, they've taken the lead for the first time in the game. Undera now 4 goals, 630, trailing Nagambie 5 goals, 636. There's been a big turnaround,
What's happened, Sev, is that Nagambie's starting to run a little bit, and Undera's stopped a bit, but Undera's not prepared to man up when the turnover happens. They're prepared to sit back on their haunches. They've got to run with these guys, or the sides will do this in finals. They'll run over the top of you.
Nagambie appear to have their confidence regained now, and they've taken a 6-point lead at the 10-minute mark of the third quarter. As we see umpire Shaw bounce the ball in the middle, Pat Newell gets a hit out to no one in particular. The ball falls to an Undera player. It's picked up by Danny Alper. He just hands the ball to Jason Sleeth. Sleeth kicks the ball into the 50-metre line for Undera, but Jamie Fox there, he can't pick the ball, falls on it, handballs the ball clear to Lockie McLeod. McLeod now finds Chris Malone 30 metres on his own. Nice kick from Chris Malone up to the half-forward line, where there's a great mark taken up there. I can't see who that is. That's young Arthur Lemonitis. He's got 2 goals to his name. Waste no time up to the Shane Lovelace direction, and guess who's got the ball? It's Shane Lovelace has taken a 1-grab mark, and there he's completely outplaying his opponent at the moment, Bolter.
You will not beat him, 1 out, coming in like that. No one will beat him. He's too big, he's too strong, Gunner Ryan.
Yes, that's exactly right. Like, while earlier in the game they had Gringo Campbell running at him and then just bouncing him and jumping all over him. As he comes in for the kick here, he's missed it.
Fairly ordinary kick by Shane Lovelace, but there's a mark taken by, I can't see who it, no, but the ball's been rushed through for 1 behind, so that moves Nagambie now to 5-7-37, I think it is, to Undera 4-6-30. They've taken a 7-point lead into the game.
Just one thing, Seb, I just noticed they've got Kevin Powell's up at centre half forward. He was the man to spark him in the centre. A funny move in the third quarter, and he's still there as the ball hits the deck. Gringo Campbell coming out with the charge, but couldn't quite gather the ball. It's out at centre half forward for Nagambie. Undera have hardly had it into their forward zone in this quarter. The ball chipped out. He's up there with a chance. Danny Alper grabs it and out on a run too, looking for someone further afield. He hasn't got. He's got a player inside him. Handballs it off. O'Brien it is. O'Brien with a looping handball.
He's trouble. Too high.
No, it's dropping the ball. Dropping the ball.
Geez, I reckon that was too high, Gus.
Dropping the ball, boys. He ducked his head down. He took him on and he ducked his head. It is the rule. If you duck your head, you'll pay the price.
And Mick Evans has the ball on the back flank for Nagambie. They've really lifted a couple of notches in the third quarter. It's going to be a case of hang on.
Morgan.
Morgan has taken a good, well-judged chest mark out in front of his opponent, Danny Alper. They're at the centre wing position. Nagambie going into attack. Big Lovelace there, setting himself like a rocket Gibraltar. It's out on a loose ball, and Holders quickly got a quick boot into it. Maybe just slewed it across the face of the goal, and only 1 point result.
What do you reckon of that one, Gunner?
Well, that was a lot better. That's what they've had. One running at him. Lovelace tries to go up. He got the other fella coming up over the top, punches away. That's what they should have been doing.
Bit of bad luck, Bolter, when you punch a ball away from Lovelace only to find Rowan Aldous there. Rowan Aldous normally a very good finisher.
That's what we spoke about at half time. They've actually got an extra forward leading up for Nagambie, and that's the headache Nagambie Undera's got at the moment.
There's a good kick out from full back by Steve Joyce. He finds Brian Boyd there. Brian Boyd with a high kick, but only finds a Nagambie player there, and I think it's the big man. It's the veteran Pat Newell, so he'll be looking now to kick the ball forward. Awkward kicking style, but kicks the ball to the true centre half forward position, and it's Chad Burke. He's got better and better as the game gets on with a nice left foot kick. Now it's going towards the Lovelace direction again, and it's Shane Lovelace again. He's taken a clean grab there. He's only 3 or 4 metres out from goal. He is on a bit of an angle here, but for a man of his experience, should not be too much trouble to put this one through for his second goal.
Well, he's really got to kick this one, doesn't he? Like, he's only, what would he be out there?
Oh,
Probably 8 or
10 metres out,
He's
Boulder.
really on a bit of an angle, but he's really got to kick this one to stamp a bit of authority on the game down there and start controlling this forward line.
He does, and he'll certainly make the Undera defenders think about what's happening here as he comes in now, shoots. Umpire looks straight over his head.
He's missed, boys,
I think he may have missed.
He has.
Oh, it's a bad miss by the big man there. So frittering away opportunities here in Nagambie. They're
What's that
now
word?
5 goals, 9-39. They lead Undera up 4 goals, 6-30.
What's that big word you said?
Frittering. Again, it's Steve Joyce now to kick the ball out to recommence play. Steve Joyce kicks the ball to the outer side of the ground, 60 metres out. Who have we got? It's Pat Newell can't take the mark. We've got Craig Chandler comes up with the ball. It's Rowan Aldous can't do anything with it, and it's almost a good mark to an Undera player there, but Jamie Fogg there, it can't keep the ball in. Lockie McLeod can't keep the ball in, and it's out of bounds again on the half forward line for Undera. Now Undera, Gus, they're really under pressure at the moment. They've got to try to stop Nagambie getting a bit more of this run-on type game going.
Yes, they've certainly got to sniff Nagambie, and they're really playing their back lines lifted. Just there's an overall lift in every player's attitude. They're starting to move and look for teammates, and just a general revival by the whole side. So Undera, I reckon, in a bit of trouble here. They've got to get that flowing game going that they produced early in the.
They've got to run, Gus. They've got to run. It's as simple as that.
It's interesting to note that they've kicked 5 unanswered goals. Nagambie. Undera got the first 4. Nagambie have got the next 5. So the trend back and the momentum back in Nagambie's favour as the ball is on the centre wing position now. And let's see who's got it out there. Is it young?
I think it's Lloyd. It's Craig Chandler's got the ball now, Gus.
Chandler has the ball, centre wing position. He's looking for some movement up there, not getting a great deal. I think he'll end up bombing it, and he does. Just goes for a long kick, hoping, and over the top there, big Chad Burke almost took the mark. He's sort of ranging between the half forward line and the half back line. 16 times in for 2.
For 3, Gus, they've been in, and Undera's only been inside there 54 times this quarter. So Nagambie's having a crack at them.
We see Undera try to come out with the ball now. Someone should have got a free kick then, but it's Stacks on the mill again. It's Cole Mackey tries coming out with the ball. He can't get it. There's Adam Dalton there, clears for Nagambie. He's got the ball close to the boundary line on the 50-metre line. Can't do too much. Umpire says he should have got rid of the ball properly. Adam Dalton dropped the ball now, so it's a free kick now to Dean Knight from Undera on the 50-metre line, right towards the boundary line there. So we'll have to see now what Dean Knight can do. He's looking. The umpire's called play on, so Dean Knight not too sure what to do here, but he now has a ping towards the front of the goals. Good mark there from Lockie McLeod for Nagambie Footy Club. So Lockie McLeod hasn't been in the play too much today, but he kicks the ball well out towards the boundary line. But it was almost Craig Chandler there getting the ball, and the ball races out of bounds here.
Gunnar, tell us what's happening with Undera at the moment.
Yes, they've stopped their running. It's as simple as that. Where they were playing in front before and they were running hard, they've completely, you'd think they've been shot with a gun the way that they've stopped. They're not getting in front any longer, and they're just not running.
Powles and Newell again contest the hit out there. It's Justin Glenn coming out with the ball for Nagambie. Doesn't go too far. It comes out to Scotty Chandler again, kicks the ball forward, but again it's this time 39 there. Jamie Fogg starting to get into the game, finds his teammate in Chris Malone again. Chris Malone's been very, very good today, and for a young kid shows a lot of poise there. Up toward Pat Newell. Pat Newell can't mark, but the ball's running Nagambie's way. Rowan Aldous has got the ball. He kicks on the left foot, dealt with after he got rid of the ball. Umpire could have paid it downfield, but he didn't do so. Another big mark there, and this could be the move of the game. Centre half back Wes Shelton started the first half. He started the second half at centre half forward. Poor short kick there to Jasmine Bariska. Handball Bob Bariska to Aldous. Aldous could have. He's put the ball up to Shane Lovelace, only 20 metres out from goal on a fairly severe angle here, but maybe the wind won't be so much a factor this time here. Shane kicking sort of with the wind with him this time, and Shane this time should kick his second goal for the day and maybe push Nagambie further ahead. At the moment we're 17 and a half, nearly 18 minutes into the third quarter, and we see Nagambie at the moment 5-9-39 leading Undera 4-6-30 as we wait for Shane Lovelace to line up for his second goal and Nagambie's sixth goal for the afternoon. We've got Shane taking a lot of time here. He comes in very deliberately now, lets the ball go. I think he may have just got that one through or not. No, he's missed another one there. So 5-10-40 Nagambie. They're leading Undera 4-6-30. So 10-point lead to Nagambie, Gunner.
Yes, Luke Finnegan has gone back on the ground, fellas, and Pat Newell has come off.
Yeah, changing them in the ruck, Gunner. They give them 5
Yes.
minutes on the ball, 5 minutes
Yep.
off the ball. Keep the fresh legs on the big men out there.
Yes.
Right, the ball back at full back, and it's Steve Joyce. He'd coached Steve Joyce at the Kai Thirds for 1 year. Never had a lot of pace, Steve, but certainly his skill level was pretty good, and nothing lacking in the heart department. So he's got the ball there. He's obviously one of the designated kickers in the side. He's just looking for some movement, not getting a great deal. A little bit indecisive in what he does, and he ends up long bombing it. And gee, got it out past the 50-metre line. Up they go. Undera on this occasion, away they go. It's Elper, is it, getting the ball at midfield out towards the half-forward line, trying to trap it there with the little fellow, and it gets it out. And this is one of their most impressive sorties into the attack for the quarter. And it was Mackie, I think, getting the ball, switching it up to full forward, over the back. Should have picked it up there. It's on the deck, and oh gee, it's close and tight there. And Nagambie finally rush it through for 1 point.
Okay, the ball's been rushed through there. Undera now move on to 4 goals 7, 31, leading Nagambie 5-10-40. So it's it's 9 points advantage to Nagambie now. Nice long kick here by the fullback for Nagambie. The ball's out. Chad Burke's got the ball. He's got the run of it. Handball to his teammate in Rowan Aldous. Aldous can't pick the ball up, but big Luke Finnegan can. He's run down. Didn't get rid of the ball properly, and should have got rid of it a little bit earlier. Now we see there's a free kick here. It's Scott Chandler with the ball. He indicates he's going to kick the ball long. Left foot kick up to the centre wing position, and there's a big fly there. I think the umpire lets the ball go on. Justin Glenn again, been a rock of Gibraltar for Nagambie. Long handball to Chris Malone. Malone can't take the ball. He's hassled by Scott Chandler. Chandler picks the ball. No, he's just picked it up over the boundary line. So we're going to see a boundary throw in directly opposite where we're broadcasting from here, and we see the boundary umpire now throw the ball in. It's Finnegan and Powell's get the ball, but it's sharked by Aldous. Aldous now really coming into the game, and again Brad Morgan can't hold the ball in. Another boundary throw in, 10 metres closer to Nagambie's goal. Still on the outer wing position there. As we see again, it's big Luke Finnegan. He's taken over from Pat Newell, and he's having a body on body with Kevin Powell. Good hit out, but umpire indicates that time that he did infringe into Kevin Powell's back. So Kevin Powell to take the free kick on the centre wing position for Undera. He comes in now. He's got a fairly awkward kicking style, but fairly effective. Kicks the ball up to the 50-metre line for Nagambie, but it's stopped by Mick Evans. Evans finds his captain in Adam Dalton on the centre. Dalton takes one bounce. He kicks the ball long now, once again into the Loveless direction, and he's spoiled this time, Loveless. The ball's fallen free. No one for Nagambie there backing up. It's cleared out by the Undera defence. It's Chris Miller now. Long kick out towards the centre wing in front of us here. He finds his teammate in Steve Joyce. Joyce, he'll swing around on the left foot. He's away now. Left foot kick to the inside 50 for Undera. It's almost marked there by Brad Pearce. He can't mark it. It's Jamie Fogg now. Handball's out to his fullback. Fullback clears it out to Brad Pearce again. Pearce can't control the ball, and once again the ball's out of bounds 45 metres around from the Undera goal.
Interesting to see, Gunner, that Undera's got their forward line working, but their half forward line now is the one that's letting him down.
Yes, they just stopped running. And the ball was thrown in, and the Undera players just waltzed down there. But it was interesting down the other end of the ground. Gringo Campbell and Shane Loveless won out. Gringo Campbell stood about 5 steps away and then took a run at him and just punched the ball away. That's what they've got to do.
Dalton really coming into play this quarter here, and he's playing an inspirational captain's game there. He just kicks the ball forward. It overruns everybody except Travis Edwards. Edwards to Miller. Miller handball to Edwards again. Edwards across almost close to the boundary line there. Rowan Aldous was interfered with then, I thought, but the umpire called play on. He now says, give it to me, fellas, we'll have a ball up. Rowan Aldous with a grin on his face. He thought he deserved that one there. I did too, but everybody gets up off the ground now. We see big Luke Finnegan come in. He'll contest this ball up with Kevin Powell. Luke Finnegan again. He gets the ball forward. Rowan Aldous. He's copped a real high one. Umpires missed that one again, and I don't know. Look, we don't like criticising umpires, Gus, but those things there that are as plain as day. What? I don't know. Anyway, the ball's gone out of bounds on the half-forward line for Nagambie, but no, we'll keep Wayne Leppard.
Given, Sev, you're exactly right. They should be given. There shouldn't be any reason why they shouldn't.
Pretty good example there from the captain too. He just rode it. He didn't worry about it, and he said we're starting to get on top. I'm not going to lose my cool. As Undera through Alba up towards the centre position there. Finnegan tried to mark it but couldn't, but Glenn, who's been very good in this defensive zone for the Nagambie side. Here they come again. A quick kick in, I think it was Evans, up towards the big fellow. Loveless sets himself, can't mark it on this occasion. It hits the deck. Undera got the numbers at the moment, and Nagambie rapidly getting there, holding the ball up at the moment. A quick kick out of the big pack. It's out towards Gringo. He comes through hard but beautifully trapped by Aldous. Gets the handball up to Lemonitis. He's been the real sensation of the quarter, but his body language indicates he wasn't happy with that shot, and only 1 point result.
Interesting comment here, fellas. It's been 1 hour since Undera kicked a goal.
Yes, they haven't.
How many minutes is that,
5 unanswered goals, yes. They don't make it.
We see the score here at it's almost three-quarter time here, and we see Nagambie at the 24-minute, it's only the 20-minute mark of the third quarter, and it's Nagambie 5 goals, 11-41, and I have no idea at all, Gus, what the Undera score is, because they pulled the score down, so they're 10 points up anyway on Nagambie, 10 points up on Undera, as we see Justin Glenn stopping another attacking move there. We've got Travis McCormack punch the ball forward to Cole Mackey. Cole Mackey gets his kick away despite some pressure up towards David Giles. It's Lockie McLeod and David Giles. They both force the ball out of bounds 20 metres around from the Undera forward line. So very, very close here. I don't know what's happened to the Undera score there. Maybe the scorekeepers here are a little bit embarrassed by the Undera score. They're not showing it. But I do know Nagambie 10 points up. We've got Rowan Aldous taking the ruck work there. Just punches the ball forward and the ball goes out of bounds again on the 50-metre line. And we see David Giles now and Lockie McLeod making their way back to the goal square again, and Lockie McLeod, he hasn't been too prominent at all, but neither is David Giles in this quarter here. No one can get the ball clear here. We get another ball up about 50 metres out from the Undera goal. Things stalling a little bit, so don't know what's happening here. We've got Justin Glenn this time. Good tap out, but it falls to Danny Alper. Alper has a flying shot for goal, but it goes out of bounds on the full, and there'll be a free kick there to Lockie McLeod from Lockie McLeod. We've got now in the back pocket for Nagambie. We've got McLeod now looking forward to where he can kick the ball. Luke Finnegan's a bit too far. He's way out. He's not going to kick it that far, Luke. But I'll tell you what, he's going to go fairly close. He made a contest of that one there. We got no one getting up with the ball now, Gus, and it's getting fairly scrappy here, close to three-quarter time of this grand final. And now we see the scores there up on the board. Nagambie 5-11-41, Undera 4-7-31.
Only a 10-point ball game at this stage, but the momentum with Nagambie in this third quarter, they've really come from behind and seized the initiative in this game, and Undera needs some forwards presenting themselves to get back into it, because the drift is that Nagambie have got the momentum, and we've got a fair bit of play in the old earbox here, mate.
We have, mate. It's not us going bananas, Gus. Just hang in there, mate. The rabbi of the trail sort her out as the game goes on.
Very, very hard to call a football game with something blaring.
When you're listening to another one, isn't it, Gus?
But anyway, it's out on the centre wing position. Aldous does it well. The Nagambie coach, he's lifted in this quarter. He's played fairly well all day, but he's come up a cog as the ball forced back on or over the line, out of bounds, out of sight of the ground. 4-7-31 Undera. They were the pace setters early, but gradually worn down by Nagambie. 5-11-41 on the scoreboard. Almost down to half time. Only minutes to go, and only a few moments to go, and the ball knocked out by Finnegan towards the front of the pack. They can't quite at the moment force it forward, and Undera player tackled there as he tried to barge his way through the pack.
Tackle too, Gus.
Yes, it was a good tackle. It was a big fellow Powers actually, so somebody with a bit of has put a bit of pressure on the big ruckman there, who's playing at centre half forward actually in this quarter, but he goes the Nagambie side up towards the half forward flank. It's a two-horse war out there. Only the four players, two of either side. Nagambie at the moment in the van though. The ball's still held up. They're desperate on the half forward line. Nagambie trying to work it. Aldous there, Kiss can't quite trap it at the moment. It almost looked like a throw by that Nagambie player, but they're still working it around there, the circle. Here it comes out towards centre half forward. Undera in the van at the moment though. Lloyd O'Brien attacks it well, picked it up beautifully, fed the handball off. Here they come. He's Steve Joyce running down the ground, but I think he realised he was being hotly pursued there. Oh, he fed off the handball back to Joyce. Joyce in a bit of trouble now. They're going to lose possession here. The Undera side, after looking like bringing the ball down to the forward line, they're battling away though. Big Chad Burke trying to control the ball. Rather Shelton gets a left foot in up towards the forward line. Oh, Boyd almost took it. Beautifully done by that particular player in
Jasmine Barista, Gus.
and he had a flying shot for goal and only 1 point result.
It's almost three-quarter time here in Nagambie. 5 goals, 12-42 with 11 points. Leaders over Undera, 4 goals, 7-31. Barixka had a chance to get a goal there, but just went offline. It's right on three-quarter time now, and the three-quarter time score sees Nagambie 5 goals, 12-42, leading Undera 4 goals, 7-31. Goal kickers for Nagambie, we see Arthur Lemonitis kicked 1 goal in the second quarter, 1 goal in the third. He's the major goal kicker. We've got singles to Shane Lovelace, Chad Burke and Rowan Alders, and for Undera, all kicked in the first quarter here for Undera, and they've been goalless since quarter time. We've got 2 goals to Travis McCormack in the first quarter, we've got 1 goal to Cole Maggie, and we've got 1 goal to Craig Chandler. Just repeating the scores at Nagambie, repeating the scores at Stanhope, Nagambie 5 goals, 12-42, Undera 4 goals, 7-31. Gunnar Ryan.
Yes, fellas, we've got really, you've got Undera in a lot of trouble here at the moment. It's completely gone out of their game. They're running and their second effort and backing up. In that quarter there, it was that obvious that the legs have just gone from out underneath Undera. They ran for the ball at about three-quarter pace. If they missed the ball, it was just simply, just let it go. I'm not going to go back to my second or third option. And really, Nagambie, they did have a lot more opportunities in that quarter, probably a couple of good players, but it boils down to the fact of this, fellas, it's about time now that Undera, I think the coach Joe Minatoli asked some of his players for an effort, because if we don't get an effort out of some of his bigger players, Undera are already gone, because the body language says that we've had enough, fellas. We're not going to go hard enough.
Yes,
the big thing I think in the next quarter, Bolter and Gunner, I think, is that Nagambie appear to be able to be kicking with the wind in the last quarter. They hold an 11-point lead. I think just looking at the very big, look at the camps around both, or look at the crowd around both camps there. They're huge, and there's a lot of expectation on both these sides here, and I think the next 30 minutes is going to be some of the most exciting stuff in KDFL this year.
Let's not worry about 30 minutes, Sev. Let's worry about the first 10 minutes of this last quarter, because I think Undera's got a big problem with their leg speed. They want to chase bumps instead of getting the ball first, and their midfield and half-forward line is non-existent Undera's, and Sheldon going down there as the leading type forward with Lovelace. Lovelace will hang back, Sheldon will lead out for the ball, and if the contest is there, we'll see goals come on.
I can't believe, fellas, that in conditions so good as we're seeing here at the moment, that one club has kept goalless for the first quarter and the other club has been kept goalless for half the game.
Well, you look at the work rate there, you see Nagambie went in 19 times inside their 50 for 3 goals. They worked very hard. Undera just sat back on 8 goals for no score. You know, like finals footy, boys. She's a funny old game, let me tell you.
Got to present themselves. David Giles, you know, he kicked 130 something goals I think last year. He's got to put his hand up now. There's just a few players there who've got to put their hand up. I notice they've got Steve Joyce on is it all out here on this half back line. He's played all right, but let's see, Powles is back in the ruck. I'm happy with that move for Undera, because I think he's the bloke that can trigger them. We've got let's see, in the centre there we've got Jason Sleeth.
Robbie Andrews
Back on the ground after suffering a bit of a knock on the head, I think.
Well, that hurt.
We're at the start of the last quarter now, and we see Nagambie 5 goals, 12-42, leading Undera 4 goals, 7-31. We see Alders come out with a handball to Barixka. Barixka kicks the ball forward for Nagambie in the Arthur Lemonitis direction. Tapped out intelligently there by Chad Burke. He found his captain in Adam Dalton. Dalton shoots the ball forward, and it's Wes Shelton takes a mark 40 metres out. He gets the ball moving very quickly. Very high kick there into the Shane Lovelace direction. Shane Lovelace takes a mark. It's what a way to start the last quarter from the Nagambie Footy Club. Shane Lovelace now, he's been very inaccurate in front of goal this afternoon, and he's only got the 1 goal, but I think he's had 5 or 6 opportunities to win this game well before the position we're in at the moment. And I think now it appears that the wind has completely died down. There doesn't appear to be a lot of wind out on the ground at the moment, as we see Shane Lovelace now 25 metres out from goal. He takes a deliberate shot for goal. This time I think the boys are happy. They're all running towards him, and that's the start Nagambie wanted. It's Shane Lovelace's second goal, and that takes Nagambie now 6-12-48 to Undera 4-7-31. It could be the start of the journey that Nagambie wanted, Bolter.
One thing you'll find now with Shane Lovelace, he's kicked that goal. The first time the ball's come down near him, he's got it and he's kicked a goal. He'll grow a bit in stature. If he can grow any more, you might actually see him get out of a gallop here and go for a lead here the next time the ball comes down. Watch what he does.
Give you a tip here, Bolter. Lovelace will finish with 5 for the day.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. He's a dangerous player, as Campbell's
over against Newell. Powell's almost got it, but it's virtually a line ball. It's on the deck there, trying to pick it up. All players from all sides at the moment. No one can quite gather it. It's Mickey Evans getting it with the left foot out towards the half-forward line. Burke was out there quickly. They really lifted a few cogs at Dalton with a long handball out in front to his coach there, and running, picking it up beautifully was Morgan with the left footer. Almost squeezed it through, but the long arms of Ringo Campbell just to manage to deflect the ball through the point post at the last minute. And Undera under siege now. The Lakers have got a sniff. They haven't gone for a flag for 19 years, so there's a bit of certainly some motivation there for the Nagambie side. The ball on the half-forward line, forced out again, out of bounds, out of side. Scoreboard showing here at the Steno Ground KDL Grand Final. Nagambie 6-13-49, lead Undera 4-7-31 in a Dow KDL struggle for the 1998 Grand Final as the ball is trapped there by that Undera player. I think it was Brian Boyd, yes, on the back line there, and he deflected off a teammate and over the line, out of bounds, being thrown in again. I'd like $1 for every time they've thrown the ball in that area today.
73 times it's gone out of bounds, Gus, and 19 scoring shots to 11, and it's really showing on the scoreboard now. If that had been 13-6, how much of a dominance Nagambie would have. But we see Fothergill now that he handballs the ball out to Barixka. Barixka likes goals, and look at that for a goal. Now he's pumped up, he's running back to the middle. That's Jasmine Barixka's first goal, and I think, fellas, that Nagambie can sense that they're going to be premiers. Looking down there, I can see their president, Colin Fox. He's got a big, broad smile on his face. Tiny Finnegan near the coach's box, the chairman of selectors. He's mucking around there with Peter Thorpe, the injured Peter Thorpe, and they're starting to look fairly happy here. It's only 2 and 3/4 minutes into the last quarter, and all the signs at the moment showing that Nagambie going to win this. Undera been goalless since quarter time. We see the score now here. Nagambie 7-13-55, Undera 4-7-31.
Yes, fellas, I just can't believe how the fight has gone out of Undera, because all right, they've lost 2 players in that injury, but the fight just completely went off the ground with the 2 players, and they're not even running hard now.
Chad Burke again now finds his teammate in Lemonitis. Lemonitis is caught that time. He slipped over at the critical moment there, so he hands the ball back now to Travis Edwards. Edwards has had a good game for Undera, but hasn't had enough support. He finds Danny Upper, who handballs out to Brian Boyd. Boyd finds Peter Vigalis, who's been very quiet. Scotty Chandler, beautiful smother there from the Nagambie opponent, but the ball keeps getting forced forward by Travis Edwards. He finds his teammate in Lloyd O'Brien. Lloyd O'Brien's been very quiet this afternoon. Umpire calls play on O'Brien now up to the half-forward line where we see McLeod and Giles going for the ball. Neither of those players can get the ball, and the umpire might have, he's indicated now to the boundary umpire to throw the ball in.
Gunnar Giles at full forward, would you consider bringing him up onto the ball or across the half-forward line?
Yes, well, they've certainly falling down badly, yes, most definitely. They've got to try something.
Absolutely.
The fight's gone right out of their game.
We see Mick Evans now handball to himself towards the boundary line, and nobody can get the ball there. And again, that poor little boundary umpire there, he'd have to get double time today, I think, because he's done a great job out there in the second half of the game. As we see this side of the ground, the Seagulls don't know what they're looking for. The remnants of the Undera team, I think, at the moment, Gus, but they're not doing too much attacking on the scoreboard at all. But we see Glenn James now with the left foot. He kicks the ball forward, and Steve Joyce on the 50-metre line. He takes a diving mark there. He kicks the ball forward now to his teammate in Travis McCormack, but it's number 8 there, Travis Auld, that takes the mark, and great defensive mark by Travis Auld for Nagambie. Now he'll relieve the pressure. He's been sent back to kick the ball over his mark by the umpire. Kicks the ball now, nice long kick by the young Travis Auld. Who does he find? There's a couple of Nagambie players there, but it's Craig Chandler who steals it. Chandler with a left foot kick. This could be Undera's first goal. I think it is. It's their first goal since quarter time. Craig Chandler's done it, so there might be a bit of fight left in Undera yet. That makes Undera now 5-7-37, trailing Nagambie 7-13-55, and that move there, it came from Craig Chandler, who started off the half back line there, moved forward and took the pass from Stevie Joyce and resulting in a goal.
That's exactly what I was talking about, fellas. That's the first time that Undera, really since half time, have had shown a bit of run in their legs there. It took Craig Chandler to come through, and they can do it, Undera, if they want to, but they've got to start to use their legs, and unfortunately it took Craig Chandler to have to do that. It's taken a sort of a quarter and a bit to get the momentum going back into Undera.
Yes, they've just got to take risk, Undera. This is going to go for broke now because she's getting down towards the 10-minute mark of the last quarter. Out comes Vita Baraglis. He's been fairly quiet today. Gets it on to Lloyd O'Brien, who also been that way. He may have, although he's running a lot freer now. Handballs it up. He's a bit of a chance. They're coming through. This is a more promising onslaught by the Undera side across the goal, and only the one put. That was Chandler.
That was Cole Mackey then, Gus, and that would have been a very handy goal. It's now 17 points of difference there in favour of Nagambie.
Look, it's right. It's only less than 3 kicks in it.
Plenty of time, Gus.
They can hold the ball in here and get a goal and just get a bit of a sniff. That last goal may be the thing that can spur them as O'Brien feeds off the handball. They're starting to mount a bit of a chance here. Oh, gee, got out of that well. It's back to O'Brien looking for a teammate and found one running past there, and Travis Edwards. Edwards looks for a player further. There's no one home at the moment. The ball being forced over. And he's got the goal, the little fellow, and that's young James, is it? Glenn James. So they've got a bit of a sniff, so we might have a game on our hands.
Now, Gusser, if they can't get nothing out of this Undera, they want to have a good look at themselves, because that's a pretty inspirational running type goal. They worked hard off the half-forward flank to get it, and they've got to really lift out of this. They need the next goal, Undera.
Funny, like they went for 2 1/4 quarters without kicking a goal, and then they've got 2 and a couple.
2 in a minute. So.
Yep.
So
I've been listening to the commentators, boys, because that's exactly what they had to do. They had to get up and run, and that's what they've done. And look at what they've done. 2 goals.
The margin now 11 points as we see umpire Shaw bounce the ball in the middle. It's Newell and Powell. It's not a real good bounce there, but it was. I thought it was a throw. Jason Sleeth runs out of the middle now. Who's he kicked it to? It's in the vicinity of it's Scotty Chandler again. No, it's cleared up by Lockie McLeod from Nagambie. Once again, guess where he's put it, fellas? He's put it out of bounds right in front of the scoreboard. As we're looking that direction, we may as well give you the score. It's Nagambie 7-13-55, leading Undera 6-8-44 at the 6.5 minute mark of the last quarter. So there's plenty of time for both clubs here to take off the 1998 premiership. The ball's thrown in, grabbed out of the air by Robbie Andrews. No one can do anything with it, and Ross Normington says, "Give it to me, fellas. We'll take a ball up."
Yeah, fellas, it's when we're talking before, I said to you 3/4 time that some of the more senior players in Undera got to stand up. I thought that was a great run there by Travis Edwards, who ran down the ground and really set it up and said, "Come on, fellas, we can do it."
Yeah, Big Sheldon's come up. They brought him out of the pocket, away from Lovelace, and brought him up to centre half forward. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here.
Here's another shot in front of goal. Who is it? No, it's cleared out. Travis Auld and the 2 youngsters there. Travis Auld can't do anything with the ball. I thought he almost dropped it then, but the umpire said play on it. The ball's gone out of bounds.
He's knocked out in the tackle, I think, Seb.
That's right, Bolter. So we'll see the ball being thrown in on the near side of the ground here, only about 20 metres around from the Undera goal, and now it's Nagambie under pressure as we see it's Rob Andrews having a flying shot out of goal. Oh, this could go anywhere, but it's Nagambie clearing the ball. Who's it going to go to the coach? Rowan Aldous. Now Aldous is going to steady the situation here. He's going to slow it up a little bit. Has a shot now, keeps the ball, hugs the boundary line towards Shelton. No one can take a mark. It's Vergalis gets the ball that time, kicks the ball forward. Pat Newell comes up with the ball. He has a scrappy old kick there towards Steve Joyce. Steve Joyce comes up with the ball, knocks the ball forward. It's Robbie Auld. He's fighting for the ball, can't come up with it. The ball's knocked free. Jason Sleeth. No one's got the ball. Craig Fothergill. It's Jamie Fogg gets the ball. Beautiful smother. Giles can't do anything with the ball. Umpire says give it to me. Didn't have a fair chance of getting rid of that. How did you see that, Gunner?
Yeah, so that was fair because he got the ball immediately, dropped it. He was well tackled, but it certainly was a ball up. Correct decision.
30 metres out from the Undera goal now, and it's Newell getting the hit hit out there, goes to his teammate in, I think it's Fogg there again, kicks the ball to Malone. Malone can't do anything with it. Scott Chandler comes up with the ball, can't get it, loses it. Aldous again, kicks the ball to the centre, into the centre position, only to find Travis Edwards. Edwards can't do too much with the ball, finds Vigalis. Vigalis can't pick the ball up, being harassed there by the Nagambie forwards, comes out to Wes Shelton. Wes Shelton got it out to Dalton, but just not quick enough, and the umpires...
A little bit lazy there on young Chad Burke. He just stood back and waited for the ball to come. He should have got up there and made a contest.
He's done a fair bit of running though, Gunner, and he's probably...
Gunner's the fat one at the back.
Sorry there, Bolt. You knew who I was talking about. As we go on here, it's Powell's can't pick the ball up. It's too far on the ground for him. He's got to bend too far. It's Vigalis gets a handball out to Craig Chandler. Chandler out towards the wing. Players run for the ball now. Jason Sleeth, he's lifted in this last quarter. Can't do anything with it. It's Justin Glenn. Umpires pick the free kick. It's going to Undera's way. It's Jason Sleeth to get the ball interfered with when he didn't have the ball. So now the Nagambie defenders under pressure here. We've got Jason Sleeth now. Short passes into Giles. Giles can't get the ball. Lockie McLeod spoils very well, and Danny Alper can't keep the ball in. We'll have another throw in 60 metres around from the Undera goal. We're 9.5, nearly 10 minutes gone in the last quarter. It's still Nagambie by 11 points. Nagambie 7-13-55 leading Undera 6-8-44. We see the boundary throw in. The ball's punched Undera's way. We've got Lloyd O'Brien there. No one. It's cleared out by the Nagambie defence. Rowan Aldous handball to his teammate Jasmine Borixka. He now gets the ball forward up to the wing where we find Chad Burke takes a good mark. He's come up from centre half forward. Looks wide. Where's he going to go? Left foot kick. He's found no one. He's gone. Oh, bad kick. And Steve Joyce comes in to relieve. He handballs across to Travis Edwards. Edwards across to Craig Chandler. Chandler now on the left foot. He kicks the ball to centre half forward position where we've got Jasmine Borixka almost took the mark. He keeps the ball flowing Nagambie's way. No one can pick it up. Dalton misses that. The ball's free now. Jimmy O. It's Glenn Jones for his second goal for the quarter. I think he's got it. Crown's happy about that. It's a goal to Glenn Jones. He's second in about 4 minutes. That really makes things tight.
Now we've got a ball game, boys. This is what finals footy's all about. You know, can Nagambie come back? All Nagambie's got to do now is stop trying to defend the game, go out and attack it again, and let's see what happens, Gusser.
Oh, look, she's back in the melting pot now. This has been a very good revival by Undera. I think we've got the trend during the game that when they were playing that fast open footy, they could match Nagambie at every turn, and they're back in business. They're back in town.
Yes, they certainly are, fellas, because they must have been listening to us because we're criticising them, which I take full credit for. Criticising them.
What for, Gunner?
Why we? Listen, they're coming back and
there's a good bounce there. Powell takes the balls out of the ruck. He's found Danny Alper, his teammate there. Giles, I thought was caught high. It was McDonald, but it's now Jason Sleeth. He's really lifted in the last quarter here. It's Mick Evans can't take the ball, but he knocks it forward to his teammate. Yeah, there's a kick there by Nagambie. They clear the ball out to the centre wing position where Wes Shelton takes a good chest mark. He's off. He's running off. His long kick up to the Shane Loveless direction. What's going to happen here? Shane Loveless is spoiled, but it falls to Chad Burke. Burke holds one high, but the umpire says, you could have got rid of it, son. You don't duck your head like that. So it's Peter Vigalis from Undera taking the relieving free kick. The left foot kicks it out wide down to the wing position, but he's found Morgan, and Morgan cops a high one. But the umpire doesn't pick 50, and Morgan now kicks up to his coach in Rowan Aldous. Aldous about 65 metres out from goal. He hoiks the ball up forward in the Loveless direction again, and Shane Loveless doesn't let him down, and the experience and the weight and the size of Shane Loveless is too much for the Undera defence there, and he now takes his time. He walks back very cool and calm, and he's going to take his time here. He's going to size up the situation now as we see a couple of changes being made on the bench here from both teams. Matty Evans to come on for Nagambie. We see Brendan Boyd to come on for Undera, as Shane Loveless takes a lot of time lining up this goal here. He knows what he has to do here. There's only 5 points of difference favouring Nagambie at the moment as Shane Loveless comes in for his third goal this afternoon. What's he done? I think he's got it. He's got it. That's his third. Nagambie now 8-13. That'd have to be 61. They're now 11 points up on Undera. 7,850 as we see Mark McGovern's now being carried from the ground. He looks like he's got a very bad injury to his knee, so Undera really depleted at the moment, and I don't know who can play on Shane Lovelace now. He's on his own down in the goal square, no one manning him up. It's Gringo Campbell's going down to look after Lovelace for the last 18 minutes of this game.
Yeah, well, they haven't got to worry about Lovelace. I think they've got to just try to concentrate
The midfield.
getting the ball in the midfield, getting it down. That's their only shot now. They're just got to go for broke. That's the first goal Nagambie's scored out of 3 unanswered goals. So the Undera
They come
side
again.
here they come. The Lakers. Dalton has the ball in front of him.
He'll kick
This
this.
is one of the best plays of the game. Dalton slams it towards goal though. He kicked it all right. You got that right.
Wrong side of the stick though, Sev.
He didn't kick a goal.
8-14-62 Nagambie, Undera 7-8-50.
And Gringo Campbell has the ball, the ageing Undera player. I think he's the oldest man on the field there for the Undera side. He gets it out.
Great mark by Mick Evans.
Mick Evans has played a pretty serviceable game. He wanted to play on quickly for some reason.
Flux of fortune there, Gus. He
Yes.
went to play on, but he's pulled him back behind the mark because he kicked it straight to 3 Undera players. So let's see what happens here. We should have Nagambie guys basically running everywhere, just opening this big hole up there for Lovelace to come in.
Mick Evans, let's go with a long kick right up into the forward line. The big fellow Lovelace at the
Pushed
back.
him out.
Yes, he doesn't. If he gets behind, he just seems to shove and
He
push.
does,
over.
yeah. That's how he can catch up, Gus.
All right, we see now it looks like Travis Edwards with the ball now. He just makes it over the top of Shane Lovelace's outstretched arms, and he finds Jason Sleeth. Sleeth now finds the unattended Steve Joyce. He's off straight away. Joyce kicks the ball forward into the Justin Glenn direction, and has this guy here, has he played a game and a half. Justin Glenn's been simply superb. Handballs out to Brad Pearce. Pearce hugs the boundary line very close. We've got 4 Nagambie players spoiled each other there. Big Luke Finnegan there got the ball forward to Chad Burke. Burke now's got an open paddock in front of him, grubs the kick, but we've got Jasmine Barixka here. He's very close to the boundary line, could do anything. Centres the ball in the Lovelace direction, and Shane Lovelace doesn't let him down. He's taken a mark dead in front of goal, 20 metres out, and this could just about be it, Gunner.
Yes, that was beautifully set up there by Barixka, because Barixka was on the boundary line. He knew he couldn't do anything with it. He looked down, saw big Shane running out there and just put it up in the air, and he just had no troubles in doing that. He was just too big, too tall.
Shane Lovelace lining up for his second goal in the last quarter, third for the game. Lets that go, and I think
He's a goal.
what has he done this time? He's put it through for his third. That makes Nagambie now 9-14-68. They've got an 18-point lead over Undera, 7-8-50.
Great kick by Jasmine there to centre the ball back to Lovelace. He knew exactly where Lovelace was going. I was just watching Tiny Finnegan's reaction down here when that happened. He's my age, 7. He threw a cartwheel like the weightlifter did in the Commonwealth Games there the other night. Half his luck.
Right, we're 14 and a half, nearly 15 minutes into the last quarter here. So, look, 18 points. Bolter, there's still plenty of time for both teams to win this here. And like we just saw 10 minutes ago, Undera, they've had a bit of a surge. Now it was Nagambie's turn, so anything could happen in the last 15 minutes.
All important.
Next goal, very, very important, as we see umpire Normington coming in to bounce the ball. And it's a good bounce too. It's young Luke Finnegan, big knockout, but finds Peter McCarles. Didn't do a real lot to get rid of that. Craig Fothergill now kicks the ball up, and who's got it? It's Lovelace doubles back.
Look out! There's 3 of them.
There's 3 of them there, and it does hit the post. The ball's hit the post. I think that was Arthur Lemonitis kicked the ball off the ground there, and they were hoping that it was going to go through for a goal. 9-15-69 Nagambie, leading Undera 7-8-50, 19 points.
Lovelace
3 goals.
a bit of a sprint there. Sev nearly tore the stops out of his boot.
Right, the ball on the centre wing. I think it's Danny Alper with the ball. Yes, it is Alper. Has been a little quieter in the last couple of quarters, but he's still a very vital player in this Undera bid to pluck this premiership out of the fire at the moment, and that's the situation. The ball on the centre wing position. They've got numbers over there at the moment. Nagambie, Aldous and Burke were running in pursuit of the ball, but it beat them both over the line out of bounds. Centre wing position, slightly on the
Other side of the ground, yes.
A lot of tight players out there, Gus. We can see Luke Finnegan there and Rowan Aldous. They both went up against each other. I don't know why, but they were the only 2 players. No one from Undera there to contest that throw in. So we see now the ball was forced forward about 20 metres by Nagambie at that stage there. And Gunnar, you've got something for us.
There's been a change down here, fellas. We've got Matt Evans has gone on, and and Brad Morgan has come off.
Well, I can't see the wisdom in that because Matt Evans just simply cannot move that arm. I don't know if there's anybody else that's got further injuries for Nagambie, but Matty Evans simply can't move his arm at all. But we'll wait for that move to see how that comes off. Meanwhile, the ball's kicked forward. It's out of bounds, kicked forward by Undera, and unfortunately for them, it's gone out of on the full. And now we see a free kick to be taken by the youngster from Nagambie in Mick Evans there. Evans now kicks the ball forward, and I think it's Morgan that time got the ball across to Mick Evans. No, Morgan's got the ball now. So what's happening here? Morgan must be everywhere. On the right foot, he looks forward and he's found young Arthur Lemonitis. And this one now, Arthur Lemonitis. He's only about 35 metres out, and I think he's well within his scoring range there. And Arthur this year, he's surprised a lot of people. He's had, I think, 2 bags of 6, 1 bag of 5, and very, very handy indeed as a spare parts player. As we see him line up now, he may have just pulled that slightly, and this time he's let us all down. It's only 1 point. Nagambie 9-16-70. They're 20 points up on Undera. 7-8-50. We've crossed the 17.5-minute mark of the last quarter, and this here's turning into an absolute beauty here. It might not be a high-scoring game, but it's better than having one team kick 30 goals and the other one kick 5. As we see Gringo Campbell take 3 bounces out of the full-back position to Steve Joyce. Steve Joyce now on the left foot, kicks the ball up to the wing, where Morgan tries to get the ball but can't take it. Brad Pearce falls over. Kevin Powell can't do anything with the ball. The ball's knocked free. The ball goes out of bounds. It's halfway between the wing position and the half-forward flank for the Undera side as they mount another charge as we've gone nearly 18 minutes into the last quarter. About 12 odd minutes to go this last quarter as we see Powell and Finnegan contesting this boundary throwing. Finnegan with a lot of strength hits the ball forward. It's only found McDonald, I think it was. It's Lemonitis. No, it's not. It's Fothergill this time. Gets around on his right foot. Can't find anyone. Rowan Aldous is there. He gets himself out of the pack. Finds Vigalis. Vigalis can't pick the ball up. It's Fothergill again. He's knocked off the ball. Robbie All tries to get the ball there. Player stacks on the mill. Nobody can get the ball. There's a bit of a how to do here. Luke Finnegan and Robbie Andrews not too happy with each other's play, and we see another boundary throwing only 20 metres from the broadcast box here, Gus.
Yes, I can see them down there. It's only about 20 metres out, and this stage, rather Andrew's got a looping handball out of the pack there. It's found back to Elba, but Elba's shot straight over the line, and it'll be a kick in. And the president, I noticed, of the Nagambie side was out on the boundary line barracking then. He's a little bit excited, but certainly we're getting into the critical stage of the game as far as Undera is concerned. They must kick the next goal, I reckon, to be a chance.
Yes, Gus, you're quite correct there. Undera must get a goal within the next couple of minutes, or other she's curtains, boys.
Yes, well, that's it coming from Kevin Gunner Ryan. He's put the Moz on, hopefully not on Undera at this stage. At the ball up towards to Travis Edwards. He gets a handball off. Here they come from their back line. They're looking all right at the moment, Undera, as they take it through the centre area. Out there, they need Kevin Powers to lift. He's inside Brian. Finds up to the full forward position at the moment. No player has got really control. It's Travis all coming out with the ball. Joyce in there for Undera. Got one over the shoulders. Didn't get the paid. It's still pretty hectic stuff in close in the clinches. But Nagambie stand tall again in the back line. They've lifted in this second half considerably. The ball's still in dispute. Going through it, Robbie Andrews. Well done, Robbie Andrews. Long kicks it up towards the forward line. And that has to be a mark. And they're still alive. They're still alive, Undera. If he can knock this one, but gee, I think he really...
He might have hurt himself, Gus. It's Travis McCormack.
Is it?
Yep, Travis McCormack came down fairly heavily from that mark there. Was a very good mark under pressure too that he took there.
They don't hurt that much, Sev, when you're going to have a shot for goal.
Well,
they hurt, but if you kick them, they're all right.
They're all right as he's lining up now for his first goal since the first quarter. He's already kicked 2, so we'll see what Travis McCormack can do. He's only about 25 to 30 metres out from goal, directly in front. No wind to talk about, and he slots it straight through the middle there. Undera now 8 goals, 8-56. They claw back Nagambie 9-16-70. So getting very, very interesting.
Once again, I said they had to get a goal within 2 minutes, and they've done exactly that. And this is what they will need. I better go down and start coaching down there, fellas.
We're at the 20-minute mark of the last quarter, and we're getting some very nervous people here. We've got Pat Newell ready to come back on the ground for the Nagambie Footy Club. We've got people looking up to the timekeepers here wondering how long to go, and I think the best thing the Nagambie people can do is keep their minds on the job, not worry about how long to go, just try to kick the next goal for their own sake. As we see the ball back in the middle now with umpire Ian Shaw. Umpire Shaw bounces the ball now, not a bad bounce too. We've got young Finnegan there, couldn't really get a hit out, but it's Rowan Aldous, hasn't he been a powerhouse today? Kicks the ball forward to Arthur Lemonitis and Jason Sleeth. Jason Sleeth shows Arthur Lemonitis a clean pair of heels, but unfortunately for him, takes the ball out of bounds with him, and good handball there to the handballs to the boundary umpire for another throw in now. And as we're moving, we're 20 and a half minutes gone in this last quarter. We see Nagambie 9-16-70. They're 14 points up on Undera, 8-8-56. This is one of the best grand finals. We've seen a shot out of mid-air by Nagambie. It's come back to Brad Morgan. Morgan couldn't take it, and Vigalis really pressured him and knocks the ball desperately out of bounds about 30 metres around from the Nagambie goal. This is where Nagambie want the ball to be for the last 3 or 4 minutes of the game. The timekeeper here for Nagambie signals 4 minutes to go. It's just ticked over 21 minutes. The ball's thrown in. Big Shane Lovelace takes a knockout, falls to no one in particular. There's a Nagambie player there. It's Jasmine Bariska, kicks the ball high. He's found his teammate who has been cleaned up. That's time on calls by the umpire. There's a 50-metre penalty. I think this is the ball game, fellas. Chad Burke's going to have a shot for goal right in the middle of the goal square. So just before he takes his kick, it's Nagambie 9-16-70, leading Undera 8-8-56. This should be a goal. It is a goal. I think it's all over. Chad Burke kicks his second goal. That now takes takes Nagambie to 9-12-76 to 8-8-56. I think my mathematics is correct there, Gus. Not too sure. We see Craig Fothergill come off the ground. Big Pat Newell go back on, and we've only got 3.5 minutes to go in this game. It looks as though Nagambie have broken a 21-year premiership drought, Gunner.
Yes, they certainly have now, fellas. It's all over now. I can't see Undera getting back. They've actually got to kick 4 goals, and that's 1 a minute, and that's just impossible.
Okay, the score again, Nagambie 10-16-76, 20 points up on Undera, 8 goals, 8-56.
Right, the ball back in the centre of the ground. Notice a few of the Undera heads are down. I think they've sensed that this game may have slipped out of their grasp. Nagambie have really rallied in the second half to take control of the game. The ball in the deck at the moment, Undera trying to force it forward. Gee, there's about 7 or 8 players in there. No one can come out with it, and the umpire will bounce the ball.
Big Finnegan's work well, Gus, hasn't he?
Actually, I would have been inclined to leave him on the ground more often.
Yep.
I think when he's been on the ground, he's been very significant. He's got a few big handballs away. He's virtually one in the ruck. Let's see, they're trying to work the ball. Here they come. That was Robbie Andrews. He was very vital when he went off the ground. They seem to lose some momentum, Undera, as this player for Adam Dalton pats it around, gives it to a teammate. They're up towards Vigalis, couldn't quite take the mark. The ball on the deck. A kick quick off there by Giles was in the centre wing position, but here they come again. Gee, there's a...
I think Jason Sleeth got hit fairly high then. Who was it? It was Brad Morgan trying to shepherd his teammate in Mick Roberts in and collected Jason Sleeth fairly high. There's a few players with tempers flared here. There's blood rule here. Jason Sleeth's coming off. I think he's had his chin split open there. So Jason Sleeth will come off the ground with only about 2.5 minutes to go. It looks like it's going to be a Nagambie premiership here. We've seen somebody being dropped here. We see Robbie Andrews there with taping over his eyes.
Sam, you said before about umpiring, now that's a smack in the face.
Well, I didn't see it, Bolter, but anyway, we see a torpedo kick by Gringo Campbell. It's spoiled by the Nagambie defence. Big Luke Finnegan, he stood tall in the second half. He's still running hard. It's Danny Alper, gets the ball away. Lockie McLeod can't do too much of the ball. Adam Dalton's got the ball again, forces the ball over the line, and there's only 2 minutes to go in the grand final. I'd say now there's no doubt about it that Nagambie are going to be premiers in 1998.
Too much spite gets into it in the last couple of minutes.
That's right, Bolter, and we see the ball now, players sort of pushing and shoving now. The umpire did pick that out, and there's going to be a free kick to Nagambie. I think the frustration really starting to show now.
Not a bad call, Sev, like to pick something, get the ball out of the immediate area.
That's right, yep. Good play by the umpires there. And Wes Shelton there, he's copped fairly heavily, and again the umpires just didn't see that. What on earth are they doing? Never mind, the play goes on. He's picked one out this time. That's to make amends for the previous one. We got young Chris Maloney, and I reckon this kid here's got a real good future in football. Kicks the ball up to the half-forward line to Big Pat Newell. Newell can't mark it. Craig Chandler gets the ball out to Peter Vigalis. Vigalis now just a lazy old kick to the wing, and Chris Malone again, he's picked up another possession there. He'd have to be vying for one of the probably 3 or 4 better Nagambie players. Finds his teammate in Brad Morgan. Morgan now finds up forward Pat Newell, and won't Pat Newell be happy? Timekeepers indicate 1 minute to go, 54 seconds to go in the grand final. It's going to be in the Nagambie Premiership. We've got another mark now here. Chad Burke, he's taken the mark, and he's saying, let's slow this down, fellas. We know we've got it won now. It's just about all over. Ian Shaw, the umpire, indicating to Chad Burke to go around a little bit. We see Chad Burke now lining up. I don't think, Chad Burke's kicked 2 already in the game. Can't add to his goal kicking tally, but there's another point. We see Nagambie now 10-17, 77. They're 21 points up on Undera. 8 goals, 8-56. It's been a very entertaining game, Gus.
This ground of Nagambie's supporters about to erupt, I reckon. The timekeeper about to put his finger on the button. We're getting right down to time now, and this is a drought breaker for the Lakers. They've been trying for a long, long time to clinch this premiership win, and they've done it magnificently today in the second half after looking to be in trouble at the end of the first quarter. But he's just Steve Joyce working the ball out. Here comes Chandler. That's Craig, is it up towards us? Got up towards the centre half forward position. Just a matter of how long now before they do push the button. And Danny Elfer gets a short kick in there. There it goes. That's the grand final for 1998. The Lakers are home in the KDL. And great scenes of jubilation erupting over the ground here. Players lying on the ground. I noticed the coach over there, Rowan Aldous, is embracing one of his players. It's been a long, long wait for Nagambie, and they'll certainly be living it up tonight, sir.
They certainly will, Gus, and congratulations to both clubs, really. They, there were some incidents there during the game, I suppose, that you'll always find that in grand finals, but played in fairly good spirit, I thought, and both clubs never gave up. Undera, even though they didn't have too much of the play in the middle part of the game, were able to fight back there and kick 4 goals in the last quarter. Nagambie, they just rolled on. The inaccuracy there of Nagambie, 10-17, 77 to Undera, 8 goals, 8-56, possibly indicates the pressure that the Nagambie side was put under on the back line there. But look, there was a lot of shots there that Nagambie did miss early in the game that could have possibly made this game a one-horse race by half-time. But to the credit of both clubs, they both kept on playing good football, and never once did any team shirk an issue. And we see now a 21-point victory to Nagambie in the 1998 grand final. So well done to Nagambie. Just looking at the goal kickers of both teams here for the victors. For Nagambie, we had 3 goals to Arthur Lemonitis and the big man Shane Lovelace, 2 goals to Chad Burke at centre half forward, and 1 goal each to Rowan Aldous and Jasmine Barixka. For Undera, we had 2 goals each to Glenn James, both kicked in the last quarter, 2 goals to Travis McCormack, kicked in the first quarter, and Craig Chandler kicked 2 goals. Cole Mackey finished with the 1 goal. Final scores here at Stanhope: Nagambie 10-17, 77, defeated Undera 8-56. Congratulations to the Nagambie Footy Club. Just looking down there, you can see the fairly disappointed Undera players, but they've got nothing to be ashamed of. It's their 3rd grand final in a row. The hunger that they had last year in a drought-breaking premiership was evident today with the Nagambie side, and they weren't going to let that grand final slip out of their grasp once they got a sniff of it, Gus.
Yeah, certainly. The trend of the game early was that Undera were going to virtually run them off their feet, but they did, to Nagambie's credit. I don't know what Rowan Aldous said to him at half-time, but he certainly fired them up.
Yeah, Gunner, you got someone down there for us?
Not yet, fellas.
No, he hasn't, Gus. He's just jump in, Gunner, when you're ready, if you can hear us. Yes, go on, Gus.
Just going through the better players, Boulder. I just jotted a few down for each side. I thought for the winners, I really
okay, fellas.
Defender Justin Glenn, number 6. I really thought he was good all day. He was there when they were under siege.
Come on.
And he was there when they were playing well. The coach Rowan Aldous, I thought he was pretty well tagged early by Robbie Andrews, but he broke the shackles. Andrews did actually leave the ground in the second quarter and didn't return till in the third quarter, didn't return till the last quarter. Chad Burke, I thought, number 5, played a very good game all day, gave him a focal point up in attack, and was one of the players who really seized control in the aerial duel. Wes Shelton, I thought, played a terrific game for them. His move into the forward line in that third quarter was one of the reasons Nagambie turned it around. I had him in as one of their best players. I thought Mick Evans in defence was pretty good all day. Jasmine Bariska played a pretty serviceable game, did some very telling things at vital stages of the game. And we mentioned this fellow before, Luke Finnegan off the interchange bench. I thought he played quite well. I just thought he probably should have had more game time because I thought he was doing a bit.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the presentation of the Premiership medallions and cup to the successful Nagambie Football Club. Congratulations to both clubs on a fantastic game. Commiserations to the Undera Footy Club. Now if I can have Rowan Aldous and the Nagambie Footy Club come forward, please. We'll make some presentations.
Danny Alper was really good early. He sort of faded a little bit, but was still getting kicks at the end. He's a pretty class act though. Danny Alper's played a lot of Golden Valley football. Probably a player who played a
Colin Fox and the Nagambie Footy Club, if you can come forward, please.
He stuck to his guns pretty good.
Can Des Fothergill help us, please?
They didn't really have any forwards, dominant forwards, Undera, apart from McCormick Early, who looked as though he was going to take.
Could Rowan Aldous and the rest of the Nagambie Football Club make their way to the presentation area, please?
Yeah, or grab Tiny Finnegan or whatever. Yes, no, Gus, pretty good summary there on those players. Look, full credit to Nagambie and also to Undera. Like you look at Undera, Gus.
We'll start off with the presentations to the umpires in the senior game today. The two goal umpires, Glenn Thatcher and John Kaiafa.
Undera and their committee and everybody around that club, because it's not easy to run a club, but to have a club, and I coached the club many years ago in Ardmona. They were going to fold the doors, and we stuck around there for a couple of years, and a few people got them going, and I can really see where Undera is at, you know, and look, they shouldn't hang their heads too low, because they're
the two boundary umpires this afternoon were young Jeremy Malone and Joel Hughes.
We've come down to Gunner now. What about me?
The two central umpires today, and I don't think they made too many mistakes. Well done to Ross Northington and Ian Shaw. We'll now call on the Nagambie players to form a bit of a line on this side, and we'll call them up individually. Starting off with number 5, the great game, Chad Burke. Number 5, Chad Burke. Number 6, Justin Glenn. Number 8, Travis Auld. Another great left footer, Wes Shelton. Number 9. Number 10, Craig Fothergill. Number 11, Chris Malone. The young veteran, Pat Newell, number 12. Number 13, Michael Roberts. Number 14, Michael Evans.
Gunner Ryan down there with a great interview there with and I can remember playing footy against
number 17, Tiny's little boy, Luke Finnegan.
He was one of the guys that before Shane Lovelace up here, and I was at the honour.
I don't know whose little boy this is, number 18, Shane Lovelace. Number 20, Jasmine Burixka. 22, Matt Evans.
I just hope that Tiny Finnegan tonight doesn't get half tanked up and start making some rash problems.
23, Arthur Lemonitis. 24, Bradley Morgan. 28, Brad Pearce. 32, Robbie Auld. 39, Jamie Fogg.
He's going to make it,
Number 48, Lockie McLeod. The captain of the Nagambie Football Club this year, number 19, Adam Dalton. Hang on, Dalton. Oi, Dalton. We must not forget number 1 for the Nagambie Football Club and the coach for 1998, Rowan Alders.
Nagambie winning this is a credit to the league, it's good for Nagambie, it's good for the country. Well, I'll just tell you,
Congratulations to the Nagambie Footy Club, to Rowan Alders, to Adam Dalton. If we can get a little bit of quiet now, we might get 1 or 2 words out of Rowan before he really gets stuck into it.
We see Gunnar Ryan now as the...
God, you're not wrong there, sir. It's absolutely sensational. I said at 3/4 time, these blokes will never forget the last quarter footy, and probably for some of them maybe the last game they play, whatever, who knows, but I'm sure they won't care after the way we did that. Just got to say, 2 special blokes sitting over there, Thorpe and Shields, just as much a part of this as any of us. And it's been, for a couple of us, been a really long 3-year stint from we've just about been through everything I'd say in the last 3 years. And for this to cap it off, I'd just like to say congratulations to both the girls netball teams, sensational stuff. A great job by Higo and the boys, just unfortunate on the day, they've worked their guts out all year like a lot of us have. And geez, the game will be rocking tonight, so make sure you get back there. It's going to be huge. Just got to say thanks to Tiny, Alan, Dave Williams, and especially Robbie Orr, because without those 4 blokes, I wouldn't be standing here. I'd be at home in the armchair, okay? Thanks very much, boys.
Good on you, thanks very much for that, Rowan. Now we might have a few words from the captain of the Nagambie Footy Club, Adam Dalton.
I'd just like to thank Undera for putting up a good show. Well done, Ron. All you blokes, 21 blokes, Berger, Thorpe, something special. I'll never forget this moment. Let's just have a great night tonight and get pissed. I don't know, let's go.
Good on you, Adam. Let's not forget the Undera Footy Club. They had a fantastic year also. It was the 3rd year in a row they've made the grand final. Well done also to the Undera Footy Club. Bad luck, it can't be won every year. Congratulations to the Nagambie Footy Club. Well done, fellas.
Well, if you're 1 man out, I think the boss will be there for a while. He won't be much good if he is. That's right. No, Rowan was visibly emotional there, wasn't he? Really moved because
he's probably a player who probably could have played at a better to the higher standard. A lot of his career has played maybe minor league, but he is a major league player of ability, but he hasn't decided to go that way, whether he hasn't quite indicated number at the time. But certainly, he's done a good job because he's taken over the game this year after they lost the coach. He's got to deliver the result that nobody's been able to do in the last 20 years.
Yes, he has. And did he coach him last year?
No, no, he took that way on the shot. They never coached him straight again, I think.
But the little man that was left out, Gus, the man that has played a lot of football, he's been a great ambassador to the Gambie football club. I remember he played at Seymour. I think he was Bendigo, wasn't it?
He actually played over there. He played with actually with the Sunday night.
And he was Shane Lovelace at 2IC, I believe. They played at 2 out down there in the goal square, and he was actually really enjoying his footy. And of course, he got that nasty injury, and he's missed today's grand final, but he'll be very much a part of it now. That title play.
Oh yeah, look, whether it's the end of the year or not, it's probably one now, so it might be the end, but I'm sure if it is the end, the way, well, he wouldn't have liked to personally go out and play, but I think he remembered all the player. His last year any player came up with the right result.
Yes, well, it's been a great day here at the Stanhope Recreation Reserve, and what was a bit of a reasonable game of football, Gus, in the way that it was patched